Now, the Gladiators currently sit in 4th place in the South Division, just a slim 2 points up on Jacksonville heading into today's play. Atlanta's been receiving excellent production from rookie sensation Samuel Asselin, who's got 7 goals, 7 assists for second best in rookie scoring in the league so far this year. And also don't forget about Nick Bly. Bly, 10 goals, 4 assists dating back to last season against the Icemen. He has a knack for finding the net in Jacksonville. Now, looking at the Icemen, they've been getting excellent production out of their leading scorer right now in Chase Lang. Lang coming off a career-best 3 points in that game against Florida this past Saturday. I had a chance to catch up with Chase prior to today's game, get his thoughts on his play, the upcoming matchup here with Atlanta, and his thoughts on the big win in Florida on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it's been going good. You know, we've had a lot of guys coming in, but I was scratched the first game, and now coach is giving me a good opportunity here to kind of, you know, find my legs and, you know, give me a chance to put up some offensive numbers and put me on the power play. So it's been going good. Had some good line mates to play with, and, you know, things are starting to turn around, I feel like, for our team. Yeah. I just think work ethic and, you know, just following our systems, you know. As soon as we get away from that and getting pucks deep, I think that's kind of when our team starts to crumble. So I think if we work hard, you know, shoot a lot of pucks and get to the net, we'll be okay. Yeah, for sure. You know, I feel like last game we bought into Smurf's system, and, you know, I feel like we've been struggling just kind of following our game plan. And last game we played a really good team, and I felt like we kind of let up in the second, but the third period I feel like we came out and executed and won a game against a good team.
Game time is set for 10:30 a.m. at Veterans Memorial Arena. It's the annual school day game. If you can't make it to today's game, the two teams will meet again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And the Icemen will also host a game on Saturday for Marvel Superhero Night, wearing those specialty jerseys, the Spider-Man jerseys, against the Orlando Solar Bears, also at 7 p.m.
Alex, thank you so much. We are just about ready for puck drop on our morning contest. 10:30 a.m., of course, is going to be your start for today. Starting in goal today for the Icemen is going to be Adam Carlson. He'll be making his second appearance for Jacksonville. He was really supposed to be with the Icemen from the get-go, but he ended up staying up in the American Hockey League with the Manitoba Moose for an extra little while because of his solid play. Starting lineup tonight at center for the Icemen. One of 5 players who is making their home debut. It is Derek Beresch for the Icemen. He wins the drawback to Hayden Shaw. Wing to wing to Jack Glover, and we are underway as the Gladiators get a turnover. Slap shot goes off the leg of Shaw. Glover drives it up the right wing wall, comes to Beresch, and then for Mike Hedden, another one of the newcomers. Touch pass to Hayden Shaw, who leads the rush. For Beresch up the left wing side, backhand feed is deflected behind the net. Comes for the Gladiators. They'll try the opposite side, but Jack Glover pinches in, holds in, shot on net, stick save by Ouellette. Rebound to the far wall, where the Gladiators will pick up the loose change. Jacksonville gets a line change. For Atlanta, carrying right up the middle is Anthony Collins. Gains center ice before forehanding in. Everett Clark first on the puck behind his net for the Icemen. Flipping it to the left for Shaw. Cross ice, it's Alexi Daou. Daou dribbles it into the zone. Chasing after it, Emerson Clark this time. Josh Thrower for Atlanta, tries to clear, cannot do it yet. Wrist shot on a screen, save is made. Rebound for the Icemen. It is Daou all the way to the blue line. It's poke checked away by Atlanta and cleared out to the Jacksonville end. Graham Craig has to hustle to drive it off the boards and out. Delayed offside, Atlanta regroups as Craig regains control. It's Everett Clark for Emerson Clark. Emerson clears it in cross corner. Another line change for the Icemen as Cody Corbett collects for Atlanta. Up the left side for Luke Nogard. The deflection into the Jacksonville end. We're 90 seconds into this contest. Still looking for our first whistle of the game as the Icemen have it behind their own net. Jacob Cederholm. Pass does not connect with Max Fortier. Atlanta chips and chases once more. Malatesta trying to keep the puck in the zone. Chase Lang, the leading scorer who you just heard from in the pregame show with Alex Reed. Works it ahead, cleared into the zone. There's going to be a deflection, so no offside. Karastalev first on it for Jacksonville in the offensive zone. Fortier cannot control it. Atlanta gets it to the blue line, and they'll skate out with the puck. It's Haneun having it poke checked away by Shaw. To center ice for Lang. Then it's Charles David Baudouin. Into the zone, offside is called. We do now have our first whistle just over 2 minutes in. 2:11 into the game. It is nothing on our first whistle. Crowd still pouring in here this morning. Always takes a while to get these kids in here, but we are expecting a Jacksonville hockey all-time record for a crowd today with over 12,000 in here. As the Icemen have the loose puck. Up the left side, it is Haneun. Just his second game for the Icemen, but he contributed with an assist in Jacksonville's victory at the Florida Everblades this past weekend. Centering feed from Jacksonville, that's intercepted. And skating with the puck are the Gladiators. Nelson has it picked from behind by Garrett Ross. Ross into the zone, cuts to the inside, backhander just wide. He caught Willett leaning the other way, put it just wide, but Jacksonville holds the zone at least briefly. Solovyev now picks it up for the Gladiators. He'll forehand it in. Carlson gets his first touch of the puck, I believe, all game so far, and the Icemen will play it ahead. High chip into the zone, no icing here. Thrower for Corbett for the Glads. Skating up the middle is Nick Bly. Gains center before clearing in. Taking the body for the Icemen is Mitch Vandergunst, one of 5 newcomers again for the Icemen, at least for their home debuts. Still tangled up along the boards. The kids are getting involved here. They love the rough stuff as they are battling along the near side glass. Glover trying to pry it loose. Finally does. It goes to to Bobby Lynch. Lynch looking for Lang. Gets it over the blue line onside. Can't keep it in the zone, however. Atlanta pokes it out to center. And the Icemen regroup. Playing it into their own end for Jacob Cederholm. Cederholm cross ice for Baudouin. On the left wing. Gains center ice before backhanding it in. It went off a body. It stayed in the neutral zone, and Atlanta picks it up and dumps it in themselves. Cederholm for Baudouin. Baudouin chips it off glass and out. Foot race for the puck. Atlanta wins it. Flagel up the left side. Clark got a piece of it, but not enough for the full steal. It is Marchin for Atlanta. Ahead for Malatesta, slowly into the zone. Cederholm fakes a golf out with his backhand. Instead, plays it on the forehand to Clark. Clark over the blue line for Daou. Sharp angle. Threw it right through the top of the crease. There was nobody there. Jacksonville does keep it in the zone. Behind the Atlanta net, Daou battling with it. Loses that battle as the Gladiators play it up the left side. Marchin out to center. Good pace to this game. We're already 4.5 minutes in. Still no score. Only 1 whistle total as the Icemen play it in. Marchin for Haneun. A 3-man attack for Atlanta. Now they pick up a 4th on a line change. Haneun tries to gain the zone, but it's cleared away by Jacksonville. Around the wall and out. Could be icing. Daou's going to try and prevent it, and he will. He'll wave off that icing, forcing Willett to play it up the far boards. Nelson gets driven into the wall. Excellent hit there by Derek Beresch, getting it loose. Behind the net is Haneun. Wraparound attempt. And standing up along the near side post was Willett to keep it out of the net. Good rush there from the Icemen as they keep the puck in the zone and keep the pressure on. Beresch off the boards for Haneun. Haneun on the right wing corner. Looking for Beresch again in the corner. Stepping in is Garrett Ross. Atlanta pokes it ahead, goes off a glove and out to center safely. Gladiators clear in. Icing will be waved off again because Atlanta that time would have been first on the puck. Cederholm behind the net. Can't clear it out just yet. Atlanta gains possession to the blue line. Just holding it in. It's Corbett on the left side. His shot is deflected off the protective netting and out of play. Just our second whistle of the game, and we've got 14-17 to go. Almost 6 minutes have elapsed, and I finally get to introduce live my broadcast partner, Alex Reed, on a festive atmosphere this morning.
Yeah, rise and shine, Arlie. It is the school day game here. It's very festive. They're still piling in here. It's going to be a real late arriving crowd. There's a good amount rather right now, but there's tons more out there as we expected a potential record crowd here today. We'll see how it goes, but you're right. Lots of coordination going on, but these kids are fired up.
Well, if you want your pictures of the crowd, wait until about the second period probably when everybody starts filing in. Especially if you're here at the arena. It's going to be a wonderful crowd. The upper bowl is open for this morning's game as we resume live play. At center ice, Baudouin snaps it in behind the net of Willett, who will block it there for Corbett. Into forecheck is Lang. Fortier also helping out, forcing an errant pass from Atlanta. It does go into the Jacksonville end for Hayden Shaw. Good edge work by him on his skates to curl away to the outside. Feeding it for Lang, chipping it off glass and out. Another foot race for the puck in the Atlanta zone. Karastalev tries to beat everyone to it. Gladiators clear it ahead. And it is Nick Bly, the Icemen killer, with a wrist shot and a save made by Carlson. First shot on goal for Atlanta. And we will take our first break. 13:28 to go in period number 1. We are scoreless here in Jacksonville.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 32nd season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, official signage provider; A&R Sports, official hockey accessory supplier; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Risk and Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2020 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Ephesus Lighting, the preferred lighting partner of the ECHL; the Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Geico, official auto insurance of the ECHL; Handbid, the official mobile auction app; Honig's, the official partner of the ECHL officiating team; Howie's Hockey Tape, official hockey tape and lace provider; in Glasgow, official puck provider; the Migray Group, your source for game-worn jerseys; Ticket Galaxy, official ticket resale partner; and Warrior, official on-ice equipment provider of the ECHL. Catch all the live ECHL action in high definition by logging on to ECHL.tv.
Face-off will be in the Icemen zone, but Jacksonville wins it and plays it safely to the red line. Snapping it back in is Forney for the Gladiators. Loose in the corner, left side of Carlson. Atlanta picks it up to the blue line for Forney. Wrist shot in the screen is deflected, and they'll score. Zach Malatesta will get the goal on a deflection in front. Carlson couldn't see the redirect in time. And with 13:10 on the clock in the first period, the Gladiators will take a 1-0 lead on Zach Malatesta's goal. His second of the season, the converted defenseman stepping in and making a big play up front.
Yeah, he was right there in front of the net in that little shooting lane. Good job, though, by the pointman to recognize that and see that there was a lane, a little bit of a screen. And the shot there, Malatesta getting a piece of it. And you can see, boy, not only did it change direction, Arlie, it changed in speed. It just kind of fluttered in. And I think that little delay of the puck reaching the net there really kind of stymied the goaltender that time in Carlson.
6:50 is the time of the goal. Malatesta's second. Assisting are Chris Forney along with Tommy Marchand as the Gladiators get another shot on net. Carlson is up to the task this time with a stick save. Jacksonville will clear out. Icing will be called this time. We'll bring it into the Icemen end with 12:44 remaining in the first period. So Jacksonville will have to try and find a way to battle from behind. Tough to hit the alarm clock on a 10:30 game, but give credit to Atlanta as well for creating that chance. And truthfully, up until that shift, Jacksonville has had the edge early on in this contest. They just got to realize that, hey, don't change much. Just keep playing the way we're supposed to play, and the good pressure will take care of itself in the long run.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was just a tough bounce there. Not much really anyone could have done about that. Just a good, smart play by the Atlanta shooters there, and Malatesta being where he's supposed to be. And that's it. You're right, Arlie. They've kind of controlled the tempo early.
Bobby Lynch for the Icemen. Curls back into his own zone, tries to clear it around a forechecker, does work it free for Cedarholm. Cedarholm for Beresch. Good cross-ice look for Baudouin, who will tap it into the Atlanta zone. Gladiators first on it from there. Josh Thrower for their captain, Derek Nesbitt. Nesbitt clears in, a line change for Atlanta as Jacksonville tries to work a four-man rush through center ice. They've got plenty of space through the neutral zone as Haneun feeds it ahead. It deflects into the opposite corner, held in by Fortier. Fortier cannot set up a teammate. Atlanta's Dante Haneun pokes it free. Mike Haneun keeps it in the zone briefly. Gladiators get it back out. Haneun looking for another steal. Off the boards, it'll be held in by Ross with Fortier. Snapshot, save is made. Rebound is loose. Finally, it will be covered by Willette. That puck was free for a split second, but Fortier couldn't get a stick on it. I think Ross was fighting for it as well, but Martin Willette able to freeze it just in the nick of time.
Yeah, there's just kind of one of those plays down low, a little bit of scramble for the puck. It was promising at the start there for the Icemen, and good hustle there along the boards there. Mike Haneun, the veteran, what a great addition that was for the lineup here, and kind of fell victim to a numbers crunch there in Allen, but was impressive there in the win on Florida, and I think he was a great addition, Arlie, to get a guy of his experience and his skill set. He's put productive numbers everywhere he's been at every level. Spent the last 5-6 seasons over in some of the top leagues in Europe, and I think the Ice were very fortunate to be able to bring him on board. And that was just a strong play, utilizing the boards and his body there to try to keep the puck in play in the zone.
Yeah, and talking with head coach Jason Christie before the game, he raved about the addition of Mike Haneun and what he can bring to this team, not just on the ice, but off the ice as well. Some leadership qualities also, sort of a lead by example kind of guy. And he thinks that several of his teammates kind of took the bull by the horns with that, as Karlsson makes a big glove save on a rush the other way. Malatesta was bidding for his second of the day. Karlsson just got enough of it with the tip of his glove to keep it out of the net.
Yeah, and as I say, that play set up there, Cederholm a little hesitant, took the step forward, needed to get back. That led to a little bit of an odd man rush there.
Malatesta behind the Jacksonville net for Dante Haneun. Centering feed deflects up into the air. Rolls to the blue line where the Icemen pick up the loose puck. It's Karastelev by himself for the moment, trying to go wide on Solovyev. A man cuts to the net and Chase Lang. All around the boards and a save made by Ouellette. What a great rush by Nikita Karastelev just to get that puck towards goal as a shot goes wide, looking for a deflection where the Icemen at the blue line. Baudouin will hold it in. Deflects up into the air for Lang. Turnaround shot goes off the side of the net. Lang gets it back. Good pressure from the Icemen. Lang to the far side half wall, to the blue line. Shot goes wide from Shaw. Pinching in is Baudouin, attempting to hold it in. Atlanta will beat him to it and clear out. Gladiators trying to get a line change in. Daou will bring it into the Gladiator end. Atlanta on the puck from there. Snapshot into the zone from Nelson. Him and Baudouin will collide as the Icemen are first on the puck. Daou can't handle the outlet pass, however. And the Gladiators will clear in once more. Hayden Shaw this time for Emerson Clark. Right up the middle over the blue line. It's Daou for Everett Clark. Turnaround pass. What a feed for his brother. Back to Emerson. And it's Everett Clark on a give and go. And a goal for the Icemen. A sixth sense with the Clark brothers. Couldn't have been any prettier. 1-1, 9:57 to go in the first.
Yeah, I think they've set that play up before when they were youngsters there in Whitby, Ontario. That was an excellent setup, a little give and go backside, and they stretched the goaltender to the far side of the crease. Ouellette had no chance on that one. Wide open was Everett Clark on the backside. He had the whole net to shoot at, and he was able to finish it off low with that shot. Good effort, though, by Ouellette to try to dive back. Just too little too late.
So Everett Clark will get the goal. His first of the season. Emerson Clark will get one assist, the primary. Alexi Daou will also get one. Time of the goal at 10:03, and the Icemen right back in it. Again, playing solid hockey right now, but man, you can't imagine the kind of chemistry that there was there with the two brothers playing. I mean, I was getting the first names mixed up. It happened so fast. It was such a bang give and go.
Yeah, and it was a patient play too. They had a shot at the low circle they could have taken, but they let that play develop. They were patient with it, and it's set up there. And again, I'm certain that one's been done there between the two brothers when they were youngsters, and that one looked too easy and too routine for those two guys.
So the Icemen knotted up at 1 as we resume play. Atlanta clears in, no icing here. Nick Bly behind the Jacksonville net. No guard tries to center, goes to the blue line instead. Loose puck along the left wing circle. Graham Craig knocks it ahead. Garrett Ross tries to clear. Couldn't get enough of it to clear it out. Atlanta pokes it back behind the Jacksonville net. Glover can't get to the puck first. Centering feed goes off the apron behind the net of Karlsson, right off to the side. Looking to center is no guard, unable to do so. Craig steps in, kicks it onto his stick, tries to chip it ahead. He can't do it yet. Tries it a second time, looking for Ross. Ross finally will poke it away on the backhand. Haneun will get it loose, and here come the Icemen. 2-on-3 for the moment. Great move by Ross. Snapshot deflects wide. Ross tries to center, can't quite do it. Haneun got a piece of it, but not enough to maintain control. It bounces up into the air over the blue line and out to center. Atlanta retrieving the puck from there. Dante Haneun over the blue line on the left wing side. Wrist shot is deflected right into the slot. Bouncing puck. Dangerous for Karlsson, but it ends up going right into his breadbasket, and he will collect it and take the draw. 8:30 to go in the first period of a 1-1 hockey game. Coming up in the first intermission, the commissioner of the ECHL, Ryan Creelan, is here for our morning field trip game. One of the few adults in attendance today, and we're going to get a chance to catch up with him, see how his first full season as commissioner went last year, and of course talk about this game as well. As the Icemen have the puck in their own zone, they'll clear it away. Loose at center. Fortier takes it over the blue line. Drop pass for Karastelev. Couldn't settle the puck down. It rolls to the blue line for the Gladiators. Malatesta on the back check. It's Karastelev with a steal. Tries to split the defense. Goes into the corner for Fortier. Throwing it right through the crease. It is deflected. Comes back to Jacksonville with Lang. Hayden Shaw into the slot. Karastelev's drive deflects out of play. Faceoff will be in the Gladiator end. 7:58 to go in the first period. It's a 1-1 hockey game. No penalties yet. Fast-moving first period, Alex.
Yeah, it is. It's quick. Both teams just going up and down the ice there. Like you said, when you limit the whistles, it makes it that much easier. So it's a good flowing game right now, and both teams are pretty crisp in their passes and their rushes. So far it's been a very entertaining hockey game, Arlie. Both teams with a goal on the board here as we're winding down here in this opening frame.
Interesting looking line here for the Icemen as they send out their 10th forward, Mitch Vandergunst, with the Clark brothers. So definitely some physical presence up front for the Icemen right now. It's Vandergunst with the puck in his own end. Plays it ahead for Everett Clark. Everett over the blue line, trailing is Vandergunst. Clark beats his man, goes behind the net, tries to play it in front. It goes off the back of the net, and it comes free for Atlanta. For the Gladiators, Anthony Collins feeding it for Cody Corbett. Corbett right up the middle in his own end. Jacksonville elects to take a line change rather than forechecking as Atlanta takes it into the zone. Corbett, the defenseman, pinches in deep, tries to center it. It's deflected. Ends up in the corner. Man goes down for Jacksonville. No call there as Atlanta has it poked away and safely out to the Gladiator blue line. Good check there by Clark to knock it free in the neutral zone. Nelson for the Gladiators. Up the right wing for Nick Bly. Cederholm got a piece of it. Takes the body on Bly. Beautiful defense there from Jacob Cederholm, allowing the Icemen to collect it. It is Beresch weaving through the neutral zone, working it free for Hedden. Can't gain the Atlanta end. Gladiators play it back out. Graham Craig drives it off the wall. Delayed offside. Now they're going to touch it. That should be an intentional offside, I would think. Making the call there, linesman Corey Sellers. Other linesman Cole Rui today. And your referee Kyle Leakin. And they will call it intentional. Small little thing, but sometimes those small things result in big results.
No, they do, because it brings up an offensive zone draw for Jacksonville. And I'll tell you what, Arlie, when you look at that game in Florida, it's a great effort, probably one of the best efforts we've seen out of this club. A good response game for the team against a very good Florida club. But the face-offs were what were so, it really stood out to me. The Icemen were fantastic in their draws. Beresch has been great at this draws, and he just wins one there. Unfortunately, just now the Icemen couldn't maintain possession. But you're right, it could set up an offensive chance off the draw.
Atlanta, unfortunately, does win this faceoff. They'll bring it into the Icemen zone, but Jacksonville has possession. It's Cederholm up the right wing. Tries to chip it in cross corner for Hedden. He was trying to get Hedden to get to the puck first, but it will be icing instead. Had a little bit of risk with that one, but it will be an icing for the Icemen. 6:16 to go in the first period. Coming on for the Icemen, Garrett Ross, along with Derek Beresch. These newcomers, takes a little while sometimes to get these pronunciations.
It's a different team. It's been a different team every week, Arlie.
It has been.
It's been incredible.
And here is Beresch with a wrist shot and a save made by Willett. A quick whistle. He had it all the way. Tried to beat him 5-0. It was a sharp angle shot from Beresch. Jacksonville with that shot now with a slight edge in shots on goal at 6-5. And a line change for the Icemen. Chase Lang at center. What a early part to the season he's at. He already has a career high in goals. Yeah, 5 goals in 8 games.
Yeah, and he had 14 points, I believe, last year with Allen, and so he's already more than halfway there as well. A fantastic start, and he got the 14 points at Allen in, I believe, 50 games. So he's on pace for a breakout season.
He's been a nice fit for sure. Looking forward to catching up with him as the season moves along as we resume live play. Peterson for Atlanta. Snapshot from outside the blue line is gloved by Carlson. Tried to clear it away. It actually went off an Atlanta leg. It was borderline dangerous there, but the Icemen do work it free. Lang through center ice with Karastelev and Fortier. Lang drags it onto his backhand, beats a man, centering feed, comes all the way to the blue line for Glover. 50 feet away, slap shot deflects wide. Karastelev on his backhand cannot feed it. for Fortier, and Atlanta fortunate to skate out to center. Peterson forehanding in. Carlson will make the play, leading it up the right side. Glover taps it ahead and out to center. Nesbitt first on it there, working it behind the Jacksonville goal. Delayed offside here for Atlanta. Jacksonville has plenty of time and space to work it out of their end and redirect into the Atlanta zone. Willette with a touch pass for Forney, curling up the left wing, finds no guard. Poke check by Cedarholm, knocks it free, but not out of the zone. Nick Bly for Atlanta with a snapshot that is gobbled up by Carlson. And we'll take a break with 4:44 to go in the first. Jacksonville has tied it up on a give and go from Emerson to Everett Clark. It's 1-1. You're listening to Jacksonville Icemen hockey on Mixler.
Ever wish we could get a new house?
Yes, and Community First is freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days, and they pay closing costs.
Ever wish we didn't hire your cousin to fix our leaky roof?
Just keep mopping.
Ready for a new home? The home team at Community First can help by freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days and paying your closing costs. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First, love where you bank. Equal housing lender.
Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action. Along with Alex Reed, this is Arlie Johnson with you on Mixler. You're listening to Jacksonville Icemen hockey, also on ECHL.TV, of course. It is our annual field trip game. Looking for over 12,000 attendees this morning, and 2 points to go with it, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's the key. You know, you get these big crowds. You want to put a W on the column there, and of course it's these kids, get them screaming, get them going a little bit, but it's filling in nicely, Arlie, and they're still piling in. But they even got the upper concourse, looks pretty full, so it's pretty exciting to see how this is going to play out today.
Atlanta has the puck in their own territory. Luke Nogard with a shift away from Everett Clark, working it free for Forney. Chris Forney cannot find a teammate. Jacksonville collects the puck. It is Cedarholm in his own end, outletting it for Everett Clark, then for Daou. Daou can't gain the zone, and the Icemen will have to regroup. Circle to circle, it's Cedarholm to Shaw. Up ahead for Emerson Clark, who deflects into the zone. Nogard gives him a little bit of a rabbit punch on the way to the bench, and Emerson Clark has taken a number. Not just yet, not sure if anything will happen on this kids game, but it did last year, I do remember that much. As the Icemen look for a steal in the offensive zone, Ross had the opportunity but couldn't gain control, and the Gladiators now skate through center. Over the blue line for Atlanta, Joel Mesner, offensive-minded defenseman, centering feed, deflects in on net. Carlson will freeze it and take the draw with 3.5 and change on the clock here in the first period.
Luke Nogard, a guy that spent some time with the Norfolk Admirals. He's a guy that he's gritty. He's got a nose for the net. That's where he gets a lot of his goals there. But he's not afraid to drop the mitts there as well and kind of yap a little bit. But he looks at Clark, probably a guy he hasn't seen yet, other than the game they played back on October 30th. But he'll certainly have his hands full if Emerson likes to oblige him.
No question about it. That could be, and it's a long season, of course. Lots going on here. As Carlson makes another save. Relatively easy save, but Atlanta is now out shooting Jacksonville 8-6 at this point. Yeah, if you don't hear anything about Emerson Clark and Luke Nogard today, just remember that potential matchup during the course of the year. Josh Thrower for Atlanta. Not to be confused, of course, with Jacksonville's Dalton Thrower, who has not made an appearance yet, still on the injured list for Jacksonville. Those two are brothers, of course. Dangerous play from Jacksonville, but they get away with it in a possible 2-on-1. Trying to poke it ahead and into the zone, couldn't quite do it. Might have been a 2-on-0 had the puck bounced their way there. Instead, it's Atlanta trying to play it in, but a steal by Jacksonville, and now it's a 2-on-2 for the Icemen. Lang with Lynch. Lang, drop pass for Lynch. Sharp angle shot deflects into the high slot, and Atlanta chips it off the glass and out. Cedarholm drifts back into his own zone, and we've got a fight here. Vandergunst against Collins. Collins trying to get his right hand free. Vandergunst looking to do the same, biding his time. Did not see this was coming. This one's well behind the play. Vandergunst just pinning up Collins for the time being. Neither of them has really gotten the punch away. Collins is trying, but he's not hitting. Vandergunst still just holding him up at the moment. A very slow-moving fight, and the linesmen separate.
Yeah, it
pretty anticlimactic when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it really was there. I think Vandergunst, Collins had a good grasp on his forearm, and he couldn't get that throwing hand going there. I don't know if it was so much that or Vandergunst was going to let him tire out the bigger guy there. He's slightly bigger than Vandergunst, but let Collins tire out a little bit, maybe try to come on strong at the end there. But yeah, Vandergunst never really got going. I think Collins got a good grasp on that arm, and he really just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, tail of the tape there. Anthony Collins at 6'4", 215 for Vandergunst, 6'3", 220. That's a solid heavyweight matchup.
Yeah.
It just didn't quite materialize the way that we expected it to there. They will still get 5 minutes each for fighting. The effort to fight was there. I think it was just kind of a stalemate. Good defensive battle, I suppose you would say.
Maybe it was just more for the kids, get them screaming and thinking they saw a fight, but didn't really, and they pulled their punches. I don't know. Well, if it were a Friday night or Saturday night game, they might have just been going rockin' sock'em robots right off the get-go there. Who knows?
That said, don't forget, same two teams tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Atlanta at Jacksonville. Even though the Icemen haven't had a home game in 2 weeks, this is actually the second of 3 consecutive home games against the Gladiators. Tomorrow night, of course, the third of them. And the last time the Icemen were here was 2 weeks ago, also against Atlanta.
Yeah, this is just the third home game. Hard to believe, Harley. This team has been on the road majority of the season. But again, a 3-3 this week at home. It's just what the fans have been waiting for.
Jacksonville has it in the offensive zone. Turnaround shot goes high. Pinching in from the blue line is Cedarholm. We've got a lot going on behind the play as well. Penalties coming up, and it's going to be Emerson Clark going to the box. Everett Clark now battles, and we're going to have another fight. Flagel is in there. Everett Clark is in there. Emerson Clark is in there. The goalie trying to keep peace. Somebody stepped in as a third man in for Atlanta. That was Chris Forney, although one of the Clark brothers could be the third man in as well. And it's getting pretty ugly here right now. I think the initial penalty was going to Emerson Clark, and now he's going to battle, and he throws down no guard. He had that number kept for sure.
Yes, he did.
The two of them flip-flop around. The linesmen try to separate the two of them. Emerson on the bottom right now. He started on the top of that wrestling scrum. And the crowd is in a frenzy right now as Emerson Clark skates to the locker room and incites the Atlanta bench on the way.
Well, Harley, you said Emerson took that number, and the second the two of them got free, they just said, well, let's rock and roll here. But that was the two brothers right there kind of sticking up for one another. Big hit that started that whole thing. It was actually a clean hit by Jacksonville, by Clark, that opened up that whole rush there. And then behind the play, the two sides started talking. One got knocked down. Everett Clark waited for the Atlanta player to stand up, and then they decided to go at it. And then, as you said, his brother moved into his defense. Then you had Forney jumping in there as well. And then once Emerson got free again, no guard tracked him down. And who says they don't fight on school day?
No, of course not. Good, clean fun for the kids, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, it's hockey. This is what happens. Look, the players aren't here just to say, this is kind of a misnomer with these morning games. I don't really think that I could be mistaken, of course, but especially with a guy like head coach Jason Christie, I don't expect him to go into the locker room and say, don't play your game. You know, it doesn't work that way. You can't just say, do not fight because kids are here. This is a hockey game. This is a big 2 points. The Icemen need this. They need to play on the edge. That's what their mantra is. Mm-hmm. They're not going to change the way they play, nor will Atlanta.
No, I absolutely agree with you there, Arlie. And again, I mean, we look at the standings, how tight they are. Atlanta's sitting in 4th. They're just 2 points up from 4th to 7th. It is a logjam right now. And points are going to be at a premium. And these two teams are going to see each other tomorrow as well. And, again, and these weren't like set up and stage fights. I mean, these were heat of the moment situations. All started with a good clean hit behind the play, caused a couple Atlanta players to fall down, which opened up some space for Jacksonville. And then, of course, Atlanta took exception to that. So it's one of those things where it's, there was heat of the moment, big battles. And again, you said this is a big 2 points here in the early season, and especially with both teams trying to set the tone. And looking across the way there, Jeff Pyle at the front of the bench, I think he's going to probably lobby for that third man in situation. But then again, be careful because, as you mentioned in your call there, Arlie, looked as if maybe Forney or one of the other guys jumped in there in the pile as well. So both sides can be kind of guilty of that exchange.
Yeah, I think in the case of the Icemen, in terms of who was the third man, who was not, it almost seems like the fight kind of started with both Clark brothers. So it's hard to be a third man in if it originates with both of them there. And then Forney obviously stepping in for his teammate, as he should have done, I suppose, from Atlanta's point of view also. I am curious to see if Atlanta maybe neutralized what I think was going to be a power play for them. The hand was up from referee Kyle Lukin because of an original penalty to Emerson Clark. After that, though, all bets are off. It could go either way. I know the original situation was going to be a power play for Atlanta, and I know that obviously Coach Christie is going to be hoping that somehow it evens out when it's all said and done, but the officials have a lot to discuss from this one late in this first period.
Well, the Clark brothers, you got the Hansons in the movie Slapshot. Now you got the Clarks. So, this is kind of one of those things now. They're sticking up for one another. They're playing on a line. That's a scary thing now that they're playing on the same line together. They've been paired back up. But, again, that was just a situation. One was getting kind of worked over a little bit. The other came to the defense, and that's where it all started there. Betch's brothers, instead of fighting at home probably when they were growing up, now they're sticking up for one another here on the same side at the pro level.
Yeah, and then the shift before that, remember, it was Mitch Vandergunst who got in the fight, and he was on the line with the Clark brothers. That's the biggest forward that the Icemen have, and he is certainly no stranger to the rough stuff either. I mean, that is an imposing line, not necessarily in stature, but certainly in terms of toughness.
And Arlie, it's still possible, too, that maybe the Icemen just didn't have coffee in the room or some grumpy guys. I don't know. I mean, it's the early game, so who knows really what it is. But, no, you're right, though. It was just hard-fought battles there, and it just kind of escalated to this point. Not to mention, as you mentioned, the previous shift, no guard stirring the pot there with Clark. Clark was raring to go, and, that's the edge that he plays with. He brings so much to the table. Obviously, he's not just a one-dimensional guy. I mean, he's second on the team in scoring. I mean, he can play the game, but he plays that intensity, and boy, he is tough as they come for a guy who doesn't stand so tall on the ice.
No, for a guy like Emerson Clark, consider him a Brad Marchand type of player in terms of what he can do. He's an instigator. He gets under people's skin. He is an offensive-minded guy. He's got hands. He's got awareness. He's got good hockey IQ. He's got all of those things. Definitely plays on the edge. Every once in a while, over the edge. But when he's playing that edge just the right way, man, he's a guy that every team in the ECHL would want.
Absolutely, and I know that when I first saw him play a couple years ago when he was a member of Greenville, I said, man, every team would love to have a guy like Emerson Clark on the roster, and I'm glad now that he's on our side here in Jacksonville just because of what he brings. But this is a big discussion down there between the captains of the team. Well, we don't have the captain. The Icemen's captain's in the locker room right now, but the explanation here. And, of course, as you mentioned, Ryan Creelan here, the commissioner, and then Stephen Thompson, the director of officiating, is also in the building as well. So the referees are being evaluated here, and I know they want to do their best to get it right.
Waiting to see what the penalties are just yet. We don't have any word in terms of the specific penalties, but we do finally have something up on the board. Emerson Clark has a penalty time up of 5 minutes. It makes me wonder if the initial penalty was a major, perhaps a spear behind the play that we missed or something along those lines. I don't know right now, just projecting at this point, but it appears it is going to be a 5-minute major power play for Atlanta. Whatever comes out of everything else, I think the odd penalty may be this extra major on Clark. Emerson Clark, that is.
Yeah, because it couldn't be with the fight because it was no guard that came and challenged Clark there in that situation, and the two dropped their gloves and went at it. So it can't be from the fight. So it may have been something that happened, in that whole scrum there, and Jason Christie getting the explanation, but I don't think he seems to be too pleased with that 5-minute major looming up on the scoreboard right now.
And Coach Christie always keeps his cool. I don't know how he does it at times. As referee Kyle Leakin discusses it with him. Now he's discussing it with Jeff Pyle.
Well, now Coach Christie has made his way to the front of the bench now.
Which is very unusual for him. He is almost never at the front of his bench. But I think he's wanted to try and get another word in with the officials here. Emerson Clark has made his way to the locker room. Alex is getting the penalties right now, so we'll get an idea of what they are in just a moment. Atlanta is going to have a 5-minute major power play when this is all said and done. As for the specifics, Let's see, I'll roll through them right here, see what we can find. For Emerson Clark, 2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting, 10-minute misconduct, and I believe a game misconduct as well. 2 10-minute misconducts for Emerson Clark. And for Atlanta, 2 minutes for roughing, and that is all for Derek Nesbitt. That's going to be it. So the extra penalty is the fight. Only one fighting major called, and it belonged to Jacksonville. So a 5-minute major power play for the Atlanta Gladiators. It's their first attempt of the day. They are 10th in the league on the power play at 19.5%, and a huge kill late in this first period that will carry over into the second period for the Icemen. Atlanta has the puck in the offensive zone. It's Mesner with a backhand sauce pass to the top of the right circle for Peterson. Playing it low for Nesbitt, who carries it to the top of the circle. Shot deflects wide. Peterson tries to get it back to the blue line, but it's stolen and cleared by Beresch. Excellent penalty kill and a good read on that pass attempt from Atlanta. If Atlanta scores in this power play, they will stay on the power play for the full 5 minutes. And it will also carry over into the second period as Atlanta cruises into the zone. Onside, deflected puck comes right to the top of the crease. And Carlson will pounce out of his net to make sure he freezes it and gets the faceoff. 1:27 to go in the first period. Still a 1-1 hockey game. Zach Malatesta scoring for Atlanta. Everett Clark scoring for Jacksonville. Atlanta still has 4:06 to go on this power play. Draws to Carlson's right. Jacksonville wins it. They clear it. And Lynch skates with it. 2-on-2 shorthanded with Ross. Lynch cuts into the high slot. Can't get the shot away. Tries to kill a little more time. Pinning it up along the wall. 1 against 3 is Lynch. Finally, Atlanta takes it over from him. And Malatesta will flip it up the left wing for Dante Haneun. Cross ice, it is Corbett. Takes a big hit from Graham Craig, dislodging him from the puck. Cedarholm turns the back of his net, tries to play it up the right side, gets it free for Lynch, and again Jacksonville skates shorthanded. Lynch over the blue line, looking for Cedarholm. And a steal by Lynch in the slot. Snapshot, save, rebound, and Lynch couldn't handle the bouncing puck. Great effort there from Bobby Lynch as Atlanta has a 3-man rush the other way. Marching over the blue line, cross ice, wide open, shot deflected wide. That was a great block from Hayden Shaw from the Icemen, and Jacksonville clears the zone. 35 seconds to go in the period. Alexi Daou deep in behind the Atlanta net. Couldn't get the steal. He had Lang waiting at the top of the crease. He was wide open had he been able to get the puck. Atlanta skates it back in. Centering feed, deflects up high. Held in by Atlanta with 18 seconds to go in the period. Peterson has Lang right up on him against the wall. Puck comes free for Jacksonville. They'll turn and fire it out to the neutral zone. 8 seconds to go in the period. Nick Bly trying to move it away from Beresch. Goes deep into the Atlanta zone. Jacksonville tries to get an effort shorthanded. They will not be able to. Horn sounds. And after one period, man, we've got a little bit of activity in this one. It's a 1-1 hockey game and a little more to speak of aside from just a couple of goals, too.
Yeah, a couple of goals, couple of scraps here in the school day game. But, boy, excellent penalty killing there by the Icemen. I mean, it's a 5-minute major on the board. But those final 2.5 minutes of the period there, that was solid stuff. They were getting some good opportunities. They were aggressive. They were in the right lanes there, intercepting passes. Atlanta's not gotten comfortable on the power play, and that's a good way for the team to go in the period because, you know, if Atlanta gets a goal late, such a downer going into the intermission. So great to see Jacksonville on the penalty kill dialed in there at the end. And, again, 2:38 remaining on that penalty to Clark. That'll carry over into the second.
We'll take a very quick break. We've got a very special guest coming with us after this break. We are going to be joined by ECHL Commissioner Ryan Creelan. Have a little bit of a perspective around the league with him. Stay tuned. It's 1-1 after 1. This is Jacksonville Icemen Hockey on Mixlr and ECHL.TV.
NHL players have amazing talent, and some of the very best developed right here in the ECHL.
Beagles in, he scores!
Now, follow all your favorite ECHL alumni every night on NHL Network's primetime hockey show, NHL Tonight.
Both teams recognize how big this matchup is.
Fire save by Dubin, rebound!
Goosebump stuff. NHL Tonight, every night 6 Eastern on NHL Network.
If you feel that passion is just a start, if you think practice is never over, if you believe speed limits are just for highways, and Saturday mornings aren't made for cartoons. If you try, fail, learn, laugh, repeat, compete, respect, and unite, then you belong on our team. Join now at team.ccmhockey.com.
What is your role in the fight against cancer? The answer could be as simple as driving your car. For many cancer patients, getting to and from treatment is one of their toughest challenges. The American Cancer Society needs volunteer drivers to help provide transportation for people in your community. Through the gift of a lift in your car, you can help patients take one more step in the road to recovery. Get in the driver's seat in the fight against cancer. To find out more, call your American Cancer Society at 1-800-227-2345 or visit cancer.org.
Sign up for ECHL TV and watch every ECHL game live online. Follow your favorite teams at home and on the road. With live streaming available on your PC, iPad, and iPhone, you'll never be too far away from the action. Never miss a big goal. Relive your favorite ECHL moments in the video archives. And catch every game from around the league live. If ECHL hockey is on, it's on ECHL.TV.
Ever wish we didn't have so many bank fees? Ouch!
We should get a free checking account at Community First. They even give you a cash bonus. Ouch!
Ever wish we had just bought a jar of honey instead of harvesting it?
Ow! Bad bee!
Have you heard the buzz? Community First is giving up to $200 cash bonuses when you open a free checking account with direct deposit. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First. Love where you bank. NCUA insured.
We are between periods 1 and 2 at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Arlie Johnson with you as the Jacksonville Icemen and Atlanta Gladiators are tied at 1. Pleasure to have Ryan Creelan, the commissioner of the ECHL, on hand for this morning's contest between these two clubs. Ryan, we were talking during the break that we think this is game number 1 for you for Kids Field Trip Day. What do you think of this kind of atmosphere and just how electrifying it is?
Yeah, no. This is, I think, my first live and in-person one, and the atmosphere is electric. I don't think these kids have sat down or stopped going, so it's bringing a lot of atmosphere here to the building. And, you know, we're seeing this trend develop across the league, a number of teams doing it, but great turnout here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd year in a row for Jacksonville. They're looking at a potential all-time City of Jacksonville record for a crowd for today as well, looking at possibly over 12,000 plus. And I think really the bigger picture of this kind of event and other events like it is the grassroots kind of outreach for it, not only over here in Jacksonville, but league-wide for these kind of events, to be able to get out into the communities and really spread the word of hockey, especially in kind of the non-traditional markets.
Yeah, certainly a non-traditional market. It introduces kids to the game who might not otherwise have the opportunity to get out. And not only does it create an atmosphere, it creates a sense of teamwork and city pride. And again, it's just an awesome experience to be here.
All right, Ryan, this is year number 2 now for you as commissioner. Let's take a quick look back at year 1. Full year is done. How did it go? I mean, I know you talk to maybe a first-year coach. They talk about, well, you know, I kind of have my legs underneath me now a little bit. I've learned a lot. Obviously, I got to think that the same would be true for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with the league, I guess, 13, 14 years now. So, I knew the faces and knew the places, but there was a transition, no doubt. And last year threw a lot of different things at me, but we worked through the transition and really set some things up for this year. We made a lot of changes over the summer, both on and off the ice, and proud of what we accomplished. Again, we still have work to do, but yeah, year 1 was a hustle. Year 2 is building and growing for the future.
I think a couple of the biggest things that are going on this year in terms of what happens on the ice is replay league-wide for goals. That's obviously huge. Also increasing overtime from 5 minutes to 7 minutes. Talk about how that process took place from inception to completion and actually implementing it for this year.
Yeah, so those are 2 of the big things over the summer that changed for this season. And I would say replay, I mean, we've been talking about it for years in terms of hearing from the hockey side, hearing from fans, and in terms of implementing it. And again, we've been discussing it at the board level, but in terms of process and protocol, I wanted to start with a pilot program last year. So we tried it in 4 markets last year. worked through a couple of kinks, not many, but what we found overall is it was working, it was successful, it didn't slow the game down. And so once our board saw that, they implemented it. And so excited to have that. We've had a number of replays already here.
Including one here a couple weeks ago.
Through the early part of the season, but it's working, and that's what it's all about.
Well, that's fantastic. And as for the overtime, 5 minutes to 7 minutes, I know there's a lot of talk about, do you like shootouts? Do you not like shootouts? Do you want it to end on a hockey play? And I got to think that that's maybe reason number one why you wanted to try and extend it a couple minutes.
Yeah, that one had a lot of debate about it. Again, some are in favor of the shootout. Others want it to end on a hockey play. And I think kind of where we landed was still a compromise to keep all of that still a part of the game, meaning, we can still go to a shootout, but we just give more opportunity to end in 3-on-3 hockey. And part of where I see the ECHL playing a developmental role in developing players and coaches, but also developing the game. And so it gives us an opportunity to be a trendsetter, try something new, and see if it develops and catches on elsewhere.
Do you like it? Plain and simple question. Yeah, so far right now.
Personally, yes. I mean, it's early. And we had player safety concerns as well because it's an extra shift for players at the end of a game. But we're going to try it. We're going to see what the results are, where the data takes us. Again, personally, I like it. But it's not about me. It's about everyone looking at it collectively as a whole, and this gives us the opportunity to do that.
All right, Ryan, and before we let you go, I have to ask about one little thing, the controversy of the Kelly Cup, and it is back. I know you were just up in St. John's, Newfoundland this weekend. Big announcement, the Kelly Cup is back in the possession of the ECHL and properly with the Newfoundland Growlers, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong there. And just, talk about that dramatic kind of situation involving a trophy and how it appears to have finally come to an end.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah,
and certainly, I guess some drama there. But what's best for hockey has happened, and that's what I'm most excited about. That's what Mr. Kelly's most excited about as well. And so we worked through it, and it's on its way back from Newfoundland to the ECHL offices in New Jersey. And the other cup will remain in Newfoundland because that's the one that they raised over their heads back in June.
For just the season?
No,
forever.
Yes, but the original is back with us.
Oh, that's exciting stuff, and we look forward to somebody else, possibly even here, hoisting that Kelly Cup when season is over. Ryan, I know you got a very busy schedule off to Atlanta or to Orlando tonight yes. For a doubleheader for you, so we appreciate the time spent very much.
All right, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. There's Ryan Creelan, the commissioner of the ECHL, with us between periods. We'll come back in just a moment and go through a first period recap. This is Jacksonville Icemen hockey on Mixlr and ECHL.TV. Be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action.
A cool change is in the air, and professional hockey is back in Jax. The Jacksonville Icemen are scoring goals and thrilling fans all season long. Tickets start at just $10 for an incredible game day experience. Come on out to Veterans Memorial Arena. Feel the chill of winter and watch the puck drop. The legacy begins now. JacksIcemen.com. NHL players have amazing talent, and some of the very best developed right here in the ECHL.
Beagles in, he scores!
Now, follow all your favorite ECHL alumni every night on NHL Network's primetime hockey show, NHL Tonight.
Both teams recognize how big this matchup is.
Fire save by Dubin. Rebound!
Goosebump stuff. NHL Tonight, every night 6 Eastern on NHL Network.
If you feel that passion is just the start, if you think practice is never over, if you believe speed limits are just for highways, and Saturday mornings aren't made for cartoons, if you try, fail, learn, laugh, repeat, compete, respect, and unite, on our team. Join now at team.ccmhockey.com.
What is your role in the fight against cancer? The answer could be as simple as driving your car. For many cancer patients, getting to and from treatment is one of their toughest challenges. The American Cancer Society needs volunteer drivers to help provide transportation for people in your community. Through the gift of a lift in your car, you can help patients take one more step in the road to recovery. Get in the driver's seat in the fight against cancer. To find out more, call your American Cancer Society at 1-800-227-2345 or visit cancer.org.
Sign up for ECHL TV and watch every ECHL game live online. Follow your favorite teams at home and on the road. With live streaming available on your PC, iPad, and iPhone, you'll never be too far away from the action. Never miss a big goal. Relive your favorite ECHL moments in the video archives. And catch every game from around the league live. If ECHL hockey is on, it's on ECHL.TV.
Ever wish we didn't have so many bank fees? Ouch!
We should get a free checking account at Community First. They even give you a cash bonus. Ouch!
Ever wish we had just bought a jar of honey instead of harvesting it?
Ow! Bad bee!
Have you heard the buzz? Community First is giving up to $200 cash bonuses when you open a free checking account with direct deposit. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First. Love where you bank. NCUA insured.
Just a couple of minutes away from the start of period number 2. It's a 1-1 hockey game with the Jacksonville Icemen and Atlanta Gladiators. Everett Clark scoring for Jacksonville. Zach Malatesta for Atlanta. Atlanta, remember, is on a power play for 2 minutes and 38 seconds. As we enter the second period, it's going to be a major power play, as the Icemen looking to have a big 5-minute kill, carrying over from one period to the next. And we'll bring in Alex Reed here in just a moment, as the Icemen trying to figure out a way to get a big penalty kill here for 5 minutes long. But the first half of it, Alex, was textbook from a penalty kills perspective. I know that head coach Jason Christie's got to be thrilled with that.
No, he has to be. And again, that could have been a big momentum shift here in this game. And again, it's still a big opportunity for Atlanta to try to see some momentum as well. But for the Icemen, they go in, the game's tied, and the penalty kill looked great. Actually, we're getting a couple of opportunities, some rushes in shorthanded. So, it was a good start to the penalty kill. They're halfway through it. They got to hang in there to start off this period and start the period off on a high note. They can get this kill, and the way they've been playing, throughout the majority of that period, the Icemen, could find themselves here putting together a pretty good game here in the making. But again, it was a good first period. Just obviously right now, this penalty on the board, this major penalty, is kind of looming larger at the moment.
Alex, the Icemen have started the season with 7 of their first 9 on the road, finally back here for just their 3rd home game of the entire season. And they had a huge win in Florida this past weekend, 4-3 victory in regulation over the Everblades. And I kind of get the feeling, listening to you over the weekend, watching things here, I know it's only 20 minutes today, but you kind of get the feeling that the guys that are on the team right now with lots of new faces from new places, but they're starting to buy in. They're starting to figure things out. They're starting to gain a little chemistry. They're starting to gain a little confidence too. And sometimes, teams just start off with slow starts. Doesn't mean that it's a death sentence in the course of a hockey season. And I think they're trying to understand and starting to understand, you know what? We got a lot of skill here. As long as we start figuring out how to play with each other, we could really be off and running here.
Yeah, here we are halfway through November, and despite the slow start that the Icemen have had to the season, they're only 2 points out of the so-called playoff spot, so that 4th spot in the division. So, I mean, lots of hockey left to be played, and you're right, it seems as if all these pieces here, and normally in this league, you have a different lineup because you lost players. The Icemen keep getting players from different players to different places, Columbus, Montreal, Carolina and Charlotte, and of course Winnipeg and Manitoba. So you got a lot of guys that are kind of coming into new situations, playing different systems. It takes a little bit to kind of evolve and come together. Not to mention, Arlie, when you look at things here, a lot of these guys from the American Hockey League weren't playing a lot up there, so They're just now getting their legs going. And I think you started to see things come together there in Florida last Saturday, and it's carried over well here today.
So teams switch sides. Jacksonville skating from our right to our left in this second period. Atlanta on a power play. They do get the puck into the Jacksonville zone. They have 2:27 to go on this man advantage. It's Peterson at the left wing half wall. to Mesner at the point. Walks in a little further. Snapshot knocked aside by Carlson. Rebound for Atlanta. Nesbitt as a fourth forward. Cross ice. Mesner with a one-timer. Blazed one wide to the short side. Trying to clear it out his head and couldn't get it away. Not out of the zone just yet. It's pinned up against the wall. Jacksonville trying to kill a little time, but Atlanta holds in. Mesner for Nesbitt at the right circle. Down low, centering feed, went right through the top of the crease. Comes up high for Jacksonville, and Beresch will drive it the length of the ice, and the Icemen will get a line change. 1:50 to go on this power play. Mesner behind his own net for Atlanta. Coming up the middle is Mesner. Poke check by Ross. Nearly knocked it free, but Atlanta does hold it in. They'll play it into the corner, left side of Carlson. At the blue line, it's Corbett for Malatesta. Malatesta at the left point, winds and fires. Never reached the net. Cedarholm blocked it. Held in by Nogard. Or pardon me, by Logan Nelson. Check that, 28. Atlanta with the puck. Snapshot saved by Carlson. He will cover it up and take the draw. And the penalty killing continues to be strong for Jacksonville. That may, in fact, have been Carlson's first save on this 5-minute power play.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of shots from Atlanta. They were a little out of sorts there in the first half of this major penalty at the end of the period. I think now they had a chance to kind of slow down, maybe talk a little strategy there. Coach Pyle, I'm certain, was talking to his power play unit. He knows what's at stake here early in the period, a chance to reclaim the lead, and they seem to be a little bit more settled. But again, the Icemen, keeping them to the outside and doing a good job getting that block by Cedarholm. Right now, the Icemen penalty kill doing an excellent job.
The penalty killers on this faceoff will be Chase Lang and Everett Clark. At the point, Hayden Shaw. Oh, not at the point, as defenseman, Hayden Shaw and Charles David Baudouin. Atlanta wins the faceoff. Still 1:14 to go on their power play. Haneun with a wrist shot, deflected and a score. Nelson will get the goal, and it is 2-1 Atlanta. Both of their goals on deflections in front that Carlson had little to no chance on. 18:33 to go in the second period. It is 2-1 Gladiators on Logan Nelson's second goal of the season at 1:27 of the second period.
Yeah, as good as the penalty kill has been there, we were just bragging on him. You had just a tip shot in front's what it took to beat Carlson there. But again, Nelson kind of had a little bit too much space in front. The Icemen got to kind of clear him out of there. But again, those deflections, that's the second one. There's just not much you can do about them when they're executed perfectly. And Atlanta getting it to the net from up high again and getting a guy in front of the net to get those chances on the redirect.
Atlanta is still on the power play, don't forget, so the Icemen still have a little work to do, but they do wrist it 200 feet all the way down to Martin Ouellet. 50 seconds to go on this power play for Atlanta on the 5-minute major. Malatesta to the left for Nelson, who just connected for that goal. He falls down. Jacksonville tries to clear it away. They would have had an odd man rush, but they couldn't clear it out. Atlanta holds the zone. Nelson, far side boards, drifts a little lower. Tries to center. He's got nobody to feed to. Haneun, again down low for Nelson. Down to 26 seconds to go on the power play. Snapshot, Carlson got a piece. Rebound behind the net for Haneun. Feeding it for Marchant. Marchant at the left wing circle. All the way to the high slot, it's Corbett. Switching places with Malatesta. Corbett now at the left point. Saucer pass for Nelson. Down low, it's Haneun. 8 seconds to go on this power play. Malatesta, centering feed, deflects to Carlson, who will put his glove on it and take the draw with 4 seconds to go on this power play for Atlanta.
Yeah, good positional hockey there for the Icemen on the PK, and Atlanta didn't have very many lanes that time, and then the second they had an opportunity to bring it down low, they were kind of boxed out, but great job there. Just a soft shot, easy for Carlson to pounce on, and another face-off here, 4 seconds, and the Icemen will be able to get back to full strength here, but did cost them a goal.
Curious to see what happens on this draw if Jacksonville wins it, because the man serving Emerson Clark's penalty is Nikita Karastolev. That is a guy you would want coming out of the box if they can spring him loose. So this is a pretty important draw. Atlanta has to be smart. They win the faceoff. Their shot goes high and wide. Now drifting back is Jake Flagel, just in case Jacksonville could get an outlet pass. They could not. Carlson makes a big save on a centering feed to Nick Bly. Loose puck comes to Graham Craig. Here come the Icemen. Indirect feed for Lynch. It's going to be out of his reach, but icing is waved off because Lynch got to the puck first. And Jacksonville now with some possession in the offensive zone. Karastolev looking for Lang. Deflects up high. Karastolev couldn't get the shot away. It was deflected but not cleared. Glover at the right circle. Down low, centering feed. Karastalev couldn't get a stick on it. Atlanta will skate with it in a possible odd man rush for the Gladiators. Bly, cross ice look. Shot towards goal, goes wide. Nick Bly picks it up behind the Jacksonville net. Craig takes the body on him. Gladiators get it back. Poke check from Glover, knocks it free for Chase Lang. Lang back to Glover. On his backhand. Skates ahead for Alexi Daou. Up the middle, it is Lang. Lang over the blue line. Gains the line no further. Atlanta clears away. 16:22 to go in the second period. Atlanta has regained the lead. Outlet pass deflected by Fortier. Great job to prevent the icing and keep it in the zone. Atlanta does gain possession, however. They will try and clear it away. Nobody home, and icing is called against Atlanta. That diving play by Fortier is the difference between an Iceman icing call and an Atlanta icing call here.
Yeah, well, it's good effort there by Fortier just to do anything he could to keep that play alive. And the Icemen nearly caught up to that, but Atlanta goes back to the way, now gets the icing themselves. And really like the intensity and the energy that I'm seeing with that line with Lang and Lynch. That was the line that scored 3 of the 4 goals there in Florida and accounted for that. So both those guys are playing at a high level. Of course, Lynch, a guy that I think's really started to settle into the pro game coming from juniors, and you can see his confidence growing each game, and he had his first pro goal the other night.
Yes, he certainly did, a big one. As the Icemen gain the puck and a possible 2-on-1 develops for the Icemen. Clark, centering feed is deflected. The Icemen can't get the shot away. Atlanta was able to block that centering feed. It was a good defensive effort from them. Haneun in transition for Atlanta. Snapshot off the mask of Carlson. Stays in play. Big collision behind the Jacksonville net as the Icemen collect the puck. It's Baudouin ahead for Daou. Double teamed. Gets away from both of them, drifts back a little further into his own zone. Long outlet pass for Clark. It will be icing. Clark got a piece of it, but he hadn't gained the red line himself yet. And things are really starting to open up here a little bit as the Icemen could not capitalize on a 2-on-1 with Everett Clark. Had the right idea, tried to sauce it over the defender's stick, but just couldn't get it airborne.
Yeah, and the Icemen have they've been doing a lot of that here this season. I think there's some times they need to maybe have that shoot first mentality. We get the rebound on the second chance there. I know they're trying to make that perfect play, and if they do, you're right, it would have been a great chance to score. But again, I think the shoot first mentality probably what they need to go to here because they're getting guys to the net.
Jacksonville clears the zone on the defensive zone draw. Corbett tries to clear and does. Safely ahead to Nelson for Atlanta. Over the blue line, it's Collins with a soft wrist shot. Stick save made and redirected away by Carlson. With speed, it's Beresch. Tries to get around a man. Couldn't get by Corbett, but he does get the puck into the Gladiator zone. Atlanta is able to clear it by Garrett Ross. The Icemen back with it inside their own line. D to D, it's Shaw to Glover. Ahead for Haneun. Over the blue line, it's Beresch. Sharp angle, centering feed. Ross, score! Garrett Ross ties things up at 2 on the centering pass from Beresch. 14:39 to go in the second. It's 2-2.
And that play made possible by the speed of Beresch. I mean, he blazed in the zone on the wing, had a step on the defenseman, and then, of course, fed it to Ross right there in the slot. But again, good hustle play for Beresch. Caught it with it. Little twist pass and in the slot. That one wristed home for the tally. And first point for Beresch since joining the team here in just his second game. And I'll tell you what, Arlie, he was something fun to watch there in Florida. He didn't factor in on the score sheet, but he created a lot of opportunities and set up some chances. And you saw one right there utilizing the speed and the precision pass there to get Ross in the slot.
And Ross made no mistake from there, just about 25 feet away, went under the glove of Ouellette. Over the pad, under the glove as the puck bounces right towards the Jacksonville crease. Man, was that dangerous. Carlson couldn't quite handle it properly. It was right at the near side post, but it does stay out of the net. Atlanta with the puck in the offensive zone with some pressure. Centering feed and a score from Atlanta. It went off a Jacksonville stick. Every goal from Atlanta has been on a deflection. It was supposed to be a pass, and instead it redirected just inside the short side post. 3-2 Gladiators.
And guess who shot the puck? Nick Bly. Now, I don't know if he'll get credit for, like you said, the deflection, but he's the guy that took the shot. Yeah, there it was. That one went off the stick of the defenseman, it looked like. Glovers, this might be Bly's goal.
It is going to be Bly's goal, no doubt about it. Yeah, just a few seconds later.
I thought maybe the forward got a touch on that one, but no, yeah, it certainly hit off the stick of the defenseman and went in. And now Bly continues his assault on the Icemen. It's simply incredible what he has done here dating back to last year. 15 points and now 11 goals against Jacksonville dating back to last season, Arlie.
Oh, it's remarkable, and now he's giving Atlanta the lead. Seesaw battle here. Every time Jacksonville is trailed by one, they have tied it up. Hopefully they will do it a third time. They'll need to. Well, shouldn't say they need to, but it would certainly be helpful. Puck is at center ice as Bly gets his third goal of the season, 2 of them against the Icemen. Scored in each game against Jacksonville this season, as Jacksonville has it at their own line. Cedarholm ahead for Ross, who deflects over the blue line. Rolling towards the netminder, Ouellette, who will freeze it for a draw. 13:38 to go in the second period. We will take a break. Garrett Ross has scored for Jacksonville, sandwiched around a couple of Atlanta goals. It's Atlanta in the lead, 3-2. You're listening to Jacksonville Icemen Hockey.
NHL players have amazing talent, and some of the very best developed right here in the ECHL.
Beagles in, he scores!
Now, follow all your favorite ECHL alumni every night on NHL Network's primetime hockey show, NHL Tonight.
Both teams recognize how big this matchup is.
Fire save by Dubin. Rebound!
Goosebump stuff. NHL Tonight, every night 6 Eastern on NHL Network.
If you feel that passion is just a start, if you think practice is never over, if you believe speed limits are just for highways, and Saturday mornings aren't made for cartoons, if you try, fail, learn, laugh, repeat, compete, respect, and unite, then you belong on our team. Join now at team.ccmhockey.com.
Face-off is in the Atlanta zone. Jacksonville trails 3-2, looking for the equalizer. They do have the puck. Clark tries to knock it free. Chipped off the glass and out by Atlanta. And Baudouin will chase it down in his own zone. Long outlet pass for Alexis Daou. Daou over the blue line. Snapshot's deflected high off the glass. Stays in play just by a couple of inches, I think. Daou with a big collision, and he stays on his feet. Excellent work by Daou. Centering feed deflected, comes up high. Daou pokes at it. Ouellette got a piece of it. Atlanta clears it around the wall, but not out yet. Baudouin with a wrister. That's deflected wide. Daou got a piece of that one as well. Great shift here from Alexis Daou, and he has the puck once more. Left circle on his backhand to the blue line for Shaw. Shaw throws it to an open wing. Daou fights for it again. Atlanta plays it around the wall. Collins looks to clear, and he will get it out to center ice. But Alexis Daou leading the charge there on that shift, as the Icemen now will change up. And Atlanta tries to catch Jacksonville on that line change. They get it into the Icemen zone, but Jacksonville takes possession. The Icemen with only 5 defensemen today, and Atlanta gets a steal in the offensive end. Looking to center is Nogard. Nogard for Bly, playing it behind the net for Nesbitt. Nesbitt to the blue line. Flagel with a one-timer, steps into it, and Carlson got a piece of that one. Held in by Atlanta. Nesbitt, right wing corner. Centering feed, deflects up high. Here come the Icemen. They have numbers the other way. Over the blue line, it's Karastolev. Karastolev trying to center. Can he find a trailer? No. Does still have the puck. Great move. Moves to the forehand. Save is made. Rebound is loose, and it goes wide. But what a move from Nikita Karastolev. Man, does he have a bag of tricks. Bobby Lynch in the right wing corner. Down low for Lang. Lang back for Lynch. To the blue line we go for Baudouin. Wrist shot is kicked aside by Ouellette. Rebound up high, held in by Baudouin. In the high slot, Karastolev couldn't pull the trigger on the one-timer. It was caught in his skates. Graham Craig holds it in. He'll try behind the net for Lang. Lang on his forehand. He's held from behind by Flagel. Fans want to call, but they will not get one. Forney plays it behind the net for Nesbitt, and Nesbitt finally will play it out of the zone. No icing here, as Craig got a piece of it on the way down. But a couple of good shifts here from Jacksonville, looking to gain momentum in this contest. Craig up the left side. Ross redirects in. Soloviev around the wall. Safely out to center. Cedarholm couldn't play it. It would have been too many men on the ice. And Marchand instead gets a shot away for Atlanta because of it. Save was made by Carlson. Rebound for the Icemen. Baudouin with Malatesta on his heels. Works it free for Beresch. Beresch for Haneun, 2-on-2. Haneun looks for a trailer, finds it in Ross, throws it into an open wing. Coming in now is Hayden Shaw. The blue liner steps in and goes in deep. Hayden Shaw behind the Atlanta net, centering pass, comes up high, save made by Ouellette. Haneun to the blue line for Beresch. Beresch for Haneun, to the blue line for Shaw at the left point. throwing it into a corner, but Atlanta picks it off, and they will ice this puck. They will not be able to change lines. Clock stops with 10:19 to go in the second period. It's Atlanta 3, Jacksonville 2. Draw will be to the right side of Martin Ouellet. Everett Clark on the faceoff, who has one of Jacksonville's goals, and he wins it for Shaw. Fortier with a slap shot that is deflected out of play, and we'll do it again. Fortier really wound up with that one. Had the stick cocked back well over his head, but took a little bit too long, and Atlanta was able to get a stick in the shooting lane. So it will be Clark on the faceoff against Logan Nelson. And Jacksonville wins the draw. Shaw at the blue line, feeding it for Fortier. Down low it is Clark. Clark spins to his backhand side. Tries to play it back into an open corner. Corbett is there for the Gladiators. Chipping it off the glass and out to the red line. Shaw bringing it back in. It's Daou starting a three-man charge. Daou for Fortier, who took a hit on the play. Atlanta dislodges the puck, and they'll start up the right wing side. It is Nelson with a shot on goal and a save by Carlson with the left elbow. Clark lost his stick briefly. He is slow to get up, but Jacksonville does clear it away. Foot race for the puck. Fortier beats his man. Why can he cut towards net? Not quite. It was poke checked away. Loose for Atlanta, and Collins will circle the back of his net and gain a little bit of solace from the forecheck of Jacksonville. Man, Fortier's speed is just unmatched.
Yeah, that's that move there, lowering that shoulder, and he went to the net. We've seen that go in a couple of times, but Arlie, you kind of get the sense of the Icemen are knocking on the door with some chances. You're starting to see the skill on display. Fortier right there. Karoslev, as you mentioned a minute ago. At some point here, these guys are going to get free and get some chances here, but Ouellet has stood strong there to keep the puck off the goal off the board there and preserve the 3-2 lead for his club.
9:16 to go in the second period. Icemen continuing to battle, being outshot right now, 16-11, and a penalty here on Atlanta as well. Heading into the box for the Gladiators is Luke Nogard, and for the first time tonight, today, I knew I was going to say that at some point. For the first time today, the Icemen will have a power play. Took more than half the game for them to get one, and the Icemen could really use a power play goal, not just today, but just in general. 9.7% on the season, 24th in the league, 3 for 31 overall. The Icemen do have the puck, however. It's Beresch, top of the right circle for Hayden Shaw, center point. Walks the line, feeds it to Beresch. Shot and goal, looking for a redirect. It comes right back to him. Beresch to the line for Shaw. Shaw to the left circle. It's Haneun with a wrist shot. Head hunting on Ouellet. It went over the crossbar. Jacksonville gets it right back. Haneun once more to the blue line for Shaw. To the right side, it's Beresch. Beresch back to Shaw, 50 feet away. Snapshot save is made. Rebound is loose. Comes back to the Icemen. Shaw with a slap shot. Score! Hayden Shaw on the power play. 3-3.
This was a point of emphasis at practice this week. They worked a lot on the power play, and you started to see it a little bit on the Saturday game in Florida, at least the first power play attempt. The puck movement and the passing with efficiency, something the Icemen have not had a whole lot of there. They were very efficient. They were smart with the plays there, and you can see the practice worked off here. Good setup there, and Shaw with a nice shot there to rip home. And kind of like that celly there, too.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Little spin of the stick. And
spin of the gun and throw it back in the holster.
Oh, yeah.
So a power play goal for the Icemen. Hayden Shaw's second of the season. Beresch, for now, the only assist at 11:24. I believe they may add another assist at some point, as the Icemen seem to have great puck possession the entire time. I don't know how they could have only had one assist.
Yeah, I think Haneun will probably get one. He's the one that swung it around to Beresch, who set up the play to Shaw.
So Jacksonville has trailed on 3 separate occasions. They have come back all 3 times to tie it up. Now let's see if Jacksonville can find their first lead of the game. But it is Atlanta pressuring once more. A steal in the Jacksonville zone by the Icemen. Jacob Cederholm for Daou. Daou skates away from Dante Haneun around the back of his net. Up the right wing side, Atlanta steals. Now it's stolen back by Daou. Daou taken down by Marchand. Gets it ahead to Fortier. just over the Atlanta blue line, and the Gladiators take over. Their outlet pass, however, doesn't connect, and we will have an icing against the Gladiators. Clock stops with 7:38 to go in the second period. It's been a fantastic hockey game. It's had a little bit of everything. The rough stuff for the kids. Plenty of goal scoring. Resiliency, I think, is maybe the word that sticks out more than anything for me so far for the Icemen, but they still have a lot of work to do to complete the job.
Yeah, and they're really, and the skilled players are getting opportunities to show off their skill here in this period. They're getting some time and space. And, when we watched the last time these two teams played that Wednesday night game back on October 30th, we talked about how out of sync they were, and there was no rhythm and flow. That has certainly changed here in the last couple of games.
Jacksonville redirects into the Gladiator end. Atlanta right back out with Peterson. Avery Peterson cross ice for Collins, who will chop it in behind the Jacksonville net. Baudouin spins away from Peterson. On the backhand, looks to clear, gets it by Flagel just over the line. Flagel will wrist it right back in on a delayed offside. Hayden Shaw off the boards for Karastalev. Cross ice look to the left side for Baudouin, who slaps it around the wall, around the dasher by Willett. And a shot from Jacksonville deflects over the glass, over the netting, and by the concourse is going towards the referee's room almost. It'll create a face-off in the Atlanta zone. Jacksonville being outshot 17-12, but that does not tell me that Atlanta has the edge in play today. I don't think that that's the case at all. I would maybe call it about even, but really, if you're talking about puck possession and offensive zone time, I would actually give it to the Icemen right now.
Yeah, I'd give a slight edge to the Icemen here, but the Atlanta Gladiators have done a good job in making the best of their time. Very efficient, again, with the 3 goals on the tip shots, but they're making the right reads and getting the guys in the right places, and it's resulted in points for him here, or goals on the board for him today.
And now the Icemen with a centering feed to the left circle. It's Graham Craig with a screen, saved made by Willett. He couldn't grasp it with the glove, however. Puck is still loose, and Jacksonville tracks it down. Ross tries to move it to an open wing, but there was nobody there. It'll be played off the glass and out to center ice, and a hand pass will be called against the Icemen. Draw will be in the neutral zone, I believe. Yeah, right at the center ice face-off dot with 6:28 to go. Here's your attendance very quickly, Alex. Let's listen to Joe Massa.
Record
12,836. An incredible crowd today here at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. And a credit to the staff of the Icemen, all the hours, the countless time put in to make this such a success. And, Alex, obviously you're a big part of that too. So congratulations to you and everybody else on staff for the Icemen for this incredible turnout.
Yeah, and it just, hockey in Jacksonville in general there. I just been in awe looking at the upper deck opened up, completely packed. There's completely packed here in this building, and I just can't get enough of looking around at this crowd and seeing this building this full. And again, it's the largest Jacksonville hockey, because it goes back to the days of the Barracudas and the Lizard Kings, but largest crowd to watch a hockey game here in Jacksonville in history.
And Jacksonville looking to pressure the net. It is Daou with a centering pass, but it's picked off. Good layers there from Atlanta to clear it away, and here they come. Possible 2-on-1. Malatesta into the high slot, feeds it for Marchand, who snaps one over the crossbar. Malatesta gets it back, another centering feed. That was well read by Baudouin for Jacksonville. Atlanta with a little pressure of their own as the Icemen finally get the loose puck, and Clark plays it high off glass. Where's it going to go? It comes to the Icemen and Fortier. Right wing circle, snapshot just wide to the far post. Well, it might have gotten just a touch of it. Sharp angle, but it looked like he had the range there. Jacksonville back through center ice. It's Lang over the blue line. Cuts around one man, plays it into the corner for Lynch. Lynch for Lang once more. Loses the handle. Malatesta, nice outlet pass to Peterson. Peterson 1-on-2. Shaw knocks it away. Peterson gets it back, still by himself for now. Jacksonville on a bouncing puck, and it's Carlson makes a big save out of nowhere. That puck jumped off the stick. That puck was spinning like a top on the Jacksonville defense, and Atlanta picked it up and just drove it right on net. Carlson makes a big save to keep this one tied at 3. We'll take a quick break, come right back. This is Jacksonville Icemen Hockey on Mixler. Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action.
A cool change is in the air, and professional hockey is back in Jax. The Jacksonville Icemen are scoring goals and thrilling fans all season long. Tickets start at just $10 for an incredible game day experience. Come on out to Veterans Memorial Arena, feel the chill of winter, and watch the puck drop. The legacy begins now. JacksIcemen.com.
Face-off will be in the Icemen zone, left side of Carlson. 3-3 hockey game. And this one has been a treat so far, and lots more hockey left. Jacksonville wins the draw. It is Haneun up the right side. Can he track it down? Tries to kick it onto his stick. Finally knocks it free and gets it over the blue line. Ross taps it ahead. Can Haneun get there? Not quite, but Atlanta will have to go deep into their own end to maintain possession. It's Mesner. Up and out to center ice. Jacksonville takes over at the red line. Glover snapping it in. Willette got a piece of it, somehow knocked it out of midair behind the net. Gladiators play it up the glass. Peterson, dangerous play, threw it into the high slot, but he did find a teammate in Mesner, who will softly play it in to the right of Carlson. Graham Craig, who has the alternates A on his jersey, I'm just noticing, with a couple of changes to the Icemen lineup. Comes over the blue line for Beresch. Beresch cuts into the middle, couldn't get the puck loose for a shooting opportunity. Ross tries to keep it in right at the blue line. Craig is there as well, 2-on-2 battle. Comes up high for Beresch in the slot. Thought about shooting, ended up passing instead. And I think he should have shot when it was all said and done. He tried to feed it to Ross, who was covered. There is an icing call here on Atlanta, however. And we'll have a face-off in the Atlanta zone with 3:32 on the clock. Going back to that crowd again, 12,836. The previous high, 11,288 last year in January against the Florida Everblades, and that game did not go well for the Icemen either on the ice, as Clark tries to get a redirection towards goal. Fortier behind the Atlanta net. On his backhand, had Daou open. I think it just went off the edge of the side of the net, and it eluded his stick. Atlanta clears out. Cederholm picking up speed in his own zone. Left the puck a little too far in front of him. Cederholm fortunate to get it back at the blue line. Trying to knock it free. Goes all the way into the Jacksonville zone. Carlson tries to play it out from the blue line. A shot from Atlanta. Carlson with a stick save. Craig wheels it around to the left side for Daou. Gains possession, going indirect, trying to set up Fortier. Knocked away from him. Daou couldn't get it back. Gladiators with 2:45 on the clock in the second period. As the puck goes off the linesman's skate, comes free for the Icemen. Good outlet pass for Jacksonville. Lynch over the blue line, right wing side. Carries around the back of the Atlanta net. A referee gets in the way, and that allows Malatesta to steal the puck clean. Ahead for Dante Haneun. Haneun, who has a very similar build to Beresch for the Gladiators, as Carlson makes another save, and he'll corral it with a stick, drawing it back into his glove for the faceoff. Coming up in the second intermission, we're going to go around the league with some highlights around the ECHL. So stick around for that. That'll be a lot of fun. The plays of the week from this past week.
I think Evan Pivnik, the voice of the Adirondack Thunder, had the hosting duties this week.
And indeed he did. You are correct in that. As Atlanta will get it behind the Jacksonville goal. Carlson leaving it there for Baudouin. Those two, of course, played a little bit up in Manitoba in training camp this year. As Jacksonville plays in, chipping and chasing is Karastalev. For a big guy, he's got great wheels. Atlanta does clear it out, however. Malatesta with a redirection for Mesner. The defenseman is in ahead. Carlson with another save. Baudouin chops it off the corner glass. Haneun with a centering feed, but Craig is there to intercept it for the Icemen. Spinning around one man, plays it off glass and out. Icing will be called if it reaches the line, and it does. Clock stops with 1:35 to go in the second period. And we are set up for, after these 90-plus seconds anyway, a great finish in this third period. Jacksonville is very accustomed to having some tie games after 2 periods of play. We'll give you those numbers in a little bit if I can find them at some point. But it is remarkable just how many times the Icemen have been tied after 2 periods. As Atlanta gets a centering feed and a great block from Baudouin, got his stick in the shooting lane. That was a high-quality opportunity for Atlanta had it made it on net. Jacksonville does clear out. And now it's the Icemen with the puck as well. Drifting back into his own zone, calming the puck down is Lynch. D to D, it's Baudouin to Craig. Craig chipping it ahead. Over the line is Karastelev. Onside on the left wing. Stolen by Atlanta. Nelson plays it around the wall for Corbett. Corbett goes cross ice. Back for Nelson now in the final minute of the second period. Nelson gains the blue line. Craig drops it off. Clears it away. Can head and knock it free. Not quite. Would have sent out Ross on a possible 2-on-1. It is loose at center ice. Ross taps it away to himself. That's a great self-pass. Got it to the blue line, but no further. Atlanta now with a 2-man rush the other way. Nelson pokes it into the zone. Here's Derek Beresch with speed, trying to accelerate through the neutral zone. Around one man and another. Over the blue line, offside will be called against Jacksonville. Lost the handle at just the wrong time.
Yeah, he's such a dynamic player. He's so quick, and he's got a great skill set. He's already got 2 assists here on the game, and boy, I'll tell you, a great addition here to the roster. And it was a standout player, Arlie, at Mercyhurst College there, and after finishing up his career, he went and joined the Cleveland Monsters of the American Hockey League, played in 15 games and had 12 points. Like, what a way to start your career.
Yeah.
7 goals. He adjusted to the pro game at a higher level, I might add, pretty quickly.
Atlanta with numbers the other way. 10 seconds to go in the period. Nogard with a centering feed, knocked aside by Carlson. Great rebound control as well, and here come the Icemen. Will they have a chance? 3 seconds to go. Ross over the blue line. They will run out of time, and we will go to the locker room with these 2 clubs deadlocked at 3. It was 1-1 after 1. Atlanta has led on 3 separate occasions. In the first period, it was Zach Malatesta making it 1-0 Gladiators, but Everett Clark responds on a give and go with his brother Emerson. Those are the only 2 goals in the first period. In the second period, Atlanta at the tail end of a 5-minute major power play. They get a goal from Logan Nelson to make it 2-1, but the Icemen respond. This time Garrett Ross on a pass from Derek Beresch. Mike Hedden also assisting on that goal. Only to have Jacksonville Icemen killer Nick Bly regain the lead for Atlanta. He made it 3-2 Atlanta. The Icemen once again respond and get a goal on the power play. It was Hayden Shaw on a sizzler from 50 feet away in the high slot. Beresch the only assist on that goal thus far, and that makes it 3-3. Shots on goal, 21 for Atlanta, only 13 for Jacksonville, but Alex, I don't think that tells the story whatsoever.
No, it really doesn't, and really the Icemen have done a great job controlling this game and the pace for the most part. And again, hats off to Atlanta. You know, when they've got their opportunities, they've been very efficient and able to make the best of it, and that's why we're tied here at 3. But what I saw there towards the second half of the period was the Icemen starting to get some space there, and those skilled guys are getting open. They're getting a lot of room right now to kind of show off and showcase their abilities, and again, it led to a few of those goals there as well. So if you're Atlanta, you want to tighten those up, make life difficult on those players. So I thought they had a little bit of that time and space as we talk about early, and I think it opened up some lanes and opportunities, and Icemen are able to take advantage of a couple.
I think the Icemen should feel pretty confident to going into this locker room again, getting ready for a fantastic third period ahead, try and get their first home victory of the season. We will take a break, and when we return, we will have the plays of the week from around the ECHL. It's 3-3 between the Icemen and Atlanta Gladiators. This is Jacksonville Icemen hockey.
Ever wish we could get a new house?
Yes, and Community First is freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days, and they pay closing costs.
Ever wish we didn't hire your cousin to fix our leaky roof?
Just keep mopping.
Ready for a new home? The home team at Community First can help by freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days and paying your closing costs. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First, love where you bank. Equal housing lender.
Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action.
A cool change is in the air, and professional hockey is back in Jax. The Jacksonville Icemen are scoring goals and thrilling fans all season long. Tickets start at just $10 for an incredible game day experience. Come on out to Veterans Memorial Arena, feel the chill of winter, and watch the puck drop. The legacy begins now. JacksIcemen.com.
NHL players have amazing talent, and some of the very best developed right here in the ECHL.
Beagles in, he scores!
Now, follow all your favorite ECHL alumni every night on NHL Network's primetime hockey show, NHL Tonight.
Both teams recognize how big this matchup is.
Fire save by Dupin. Rebound! Goosebump stuff.
NHL Tonight, every night 6 Eastern on NHL Network.
If you feel that passion is just a start, if you think practice is never over, if you believe speed limits are just for highways, and Saturday mornings aren't made for cartoons, if you try, fail, learn, laugh, repeat, compete, respect, and unite, then you belong on our team. Join now at team.ccmhockey.com.
What is your role in the fight against cancer? The answer could be as simple as driving your car. For many cancer patients, getting to and from treatment is one of their toughest challenges. The American Cancer Society needs volunteer drivers to help provide transportation for people in your community. Through the gift of a lift in your car, you can help patients take one more step in the road to recovery. Get in the driver's seat in the fight against cancer. To find out more, call your American Cancer Society at 1-800-227-2345 or visit cancer.org.
Sign up for ECHL TV and watch every ECHL game live online. Follow your favorite teams at home and on the road. With live streaming available on your PC, iPad, and iPhone, you'll never be too far away from the action. Never miss a big goal. Relive your favorite ECHL moments in the video archives. And catch every game from around the league live. If ECHL hockey is on, it's on ECHL.TV.
Ever wish we didn't have so many bank fees? Ouch!
We should get a free checking account at Community First. They even give you a cash bonus. Ouch!
Ever wish we had just bought a jar of honey instead of harvesting it?
Ow! Bad bee!
Have you heard the buzz? Community First is giving up to $200 cash bonuses when you open a free checking account with direct deposit. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First. Love where you bank. NCUA insured.
Oh, hello, hockey fans, and welcome into another edition of the ECHL Plays of the Week. I'm Evan Pivnik, voice of the Adirondack Thunder, and I'll be your tour guide, your host, your moderator, your captain for this adventure around the premier AA Hockey League. So in the words of the Black Eyed Peas, let's get it started. We head north of the border to the home of the Big Cheese Pizza, St. John's, Newfoundland, as the Growlers welcome the Atlanta Gladiators to the Mile One Center for the first time ever this past weekend and skated away with 2 wins and 4 points in the weekend sweep. On Friday night, Joe Duzak took advantage of the extra ice afforded by a delayed penalty call on the Gladiators and buried what would be the game winner in a 5-3 victory. Chris Ballard has the call on the Growlers broadcast network.
Out in front and all the way to the line, held in by Joe Duzak. Duzak cross ice, finds an open man out the other side, they score! What a play! Joe Duzak buries his second of the season. It's 4-2 Newfoundland.
Let's make the trek from the easternmost point in North America to the city that Colin Shuck calls Boise, as the Idaho Steelheads continue their season-long 8-game point streak with a 3-game weekend in the city of Presidents against the Rapid City Rush. It was a clash of two teams atop the ECHL standings, and after a loss on Wednesday and a shootout loss on Friday, the Steelheads looked for a split in points on Saturday in what became a goaltending battle between two NHL drafted netminders. Colton Point, selected in the 5th round by the Dallas Stars in 2016, showcased his best game of the young season with a sprawling stop late in the game.
So we say 5-on-5. Good news. Far corner though, turned over Legault, back to Fiore on the one-timer, saved by Point, puck is loose, far side, shooting denied by Colton Point at the line, and he just gets his arms on it and falls and ices the puck. He was lunging to his left to initially make the stop. Open on the near side was Peter Quinville, and Point says no, and denies that first goal of the night.
That's Colin Schuck on 1350 KTIK, The Ticket. Idaho finishes their 13 of 16 game road stretch this weekend with their third 3-3 in 4 weeks.
And thank you very much, Adam Pitlick of the Adirondack Thunder. We will take a break and return in just a couple moments. It's 3-3 with the Jacksonville Icemen and Atlanta Gladiators. This is Jacksonville Icemen hockey.
Ever wish we could get a new house?
Yes, and Community First is freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days, and they pay closing costs.
Ever wish we didn't hire your cousin to fix our leaky roof?
Just keep mopping.
Ready for a new home? The home team at Community First can help by freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days and paying your closing costs. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First, love where you bank. Equal housing lender.
Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action.
A cool change is in the air, and professional hockey is back in Jacks. The Jacksonville Icemen are scoring goals and thrilling fans all season long. Tickets start at just $10 for an incredible game day experience. Come on out to Veterans Memorial Arena, feel the chill of winter, and watch the puck drop. The legacy begins now. JacksIcemen.com.
NHL players have amazing talent, and some of the very best developed right here in the ECHL.
Beagles in, he scores!
Now, follow all your favorite ECHL alumni every night on NHL Network's primetime hockey show, NHL Tonight.
Both teams recognize how big this matchup is.
Fire save by Dubin, rebound!
Goosebump stuff. NHL Tonight, every night 6 Eastern on NHL Network.
If you feel that passion is just a start, if you think practice is never over, if you believe speed limits are just for highways, and Saturday mornings aren't made for cartoons, if you try, fail, learn, laugh, repeat, compete, respect, and unite, then you belong on our team. Join now at team.ccmhockey.com.
What is your role in the fight against cancer? The answer could be as simple as driving your car. For many cancer patients, getting to and from treatment is one of their toughest challenges. The American Cancer Society needs volunteer drivers to help provide transportation for people in your community. Through the gift of a lift in your car, you can help patients take one more step in the road to recovery. Get in the driver's seat in the fight against cancer. To find out more, call your American Cancer Society at 1-800-227-2345 or visit cancer.org.
Sign up for ECHL TV and watch every ECHL game live online. Follow your favorite teams at home and on the road. With live streaming available on your PC, iPad, and iPhone, you'll never be too far away from the action. Never miss a big goal. Relive your favorite ECHL moments in the video archives. And catch every game from around the league live. If ECHL hockey is on, it's on ECHL.TV.
Ever wish wish we didn't have so many bank fees? Ouch.
We should get a free checking account at Community First. They even give you a cash bonus. Ouch.
Ever wish we had just bought a jar of honey instead of harvesting it?
Ow, bad bee.
Have you heard the buzz? Community First is giving up to $200 cash bonuses when you open a free checking account with direct deposit. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First. Love where you bank. NCUA insured.
After 2 periods of play, we've got a great one going here at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Arlie Johnson along with Alex Reed, 3-3 after 2 periods of play. A couple minutes to go before the teams come back out. Very quickly, let's go through the South Division standings and get you caught up on things. I don't get too many opportunities to do this because we've only had 3 home games in a month so far. but we will get moving right now, and at the top of the standings, the South Carolina Stingrays, very impressive right now, 8-1. They're actually in a tie with the Florida Everblades, but South Carolina has played 3 fewer games. South Carolina at 8-1 on the season. And to make it even more impressive, South Carolina, we talk about Jacksonville, they're only having their 3rd home game today of the season. South Carolina has had 1 home game all season. Still 8-1, a tremendous start for them.
Yeah, I saw with some of the staff with Atlanta, too. They've only had 3 home games, so they haven't been at home a lot. The South is they've had a difficult time finding some, open dates in the early season in their building. And meanwhile, while we're saying this, the Orlando Solar Bears are probably like, we don't want to hear it when it comes to home dates. But as you know, it can be tough to schedule games there as well. But you're right. In the early season, a lot of the teams have been going in the north. Been traveling up north. The Icemen had to do it. They've gone up to Fort Wayne already. I know the Florida Everblades had to go up to Fort Wayne, Cincinnati, and Toledo. So you're seeing a lot of these teams having to play out of division here in the early part of the season.
Yeah, Atlanta was just in Newfoundland this past week. The Norfolk Admirals already had a trip out west. I believe they played Wichita and Allen.
Yeah.
So there's been definitely some interesting road trips for South Division teams. So Florida is tied with South Carolina, but their mark is 8-4. They have 3 more losses. In 3rd place, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, 6-6 on the year for Greenville, good enough for 12 points, and they also have 1 shootout loss, so good for 13 points for the Swamp Rabbits. Then it really starts getting tight, as we've talked about a couple of times today. Looking from the Atlanta Gladiators, they are in a tie for 4th place with the Orlando Solar Bears. Atlanta at 4-5. 8 points for Orlando, 3-6, 1 overtime loss, 1 shootout loss for Orlando. So they are tied with Atlanta. In 6th place by themselves, the Norfolk Admirals, but they're marked 2 wins, only 8 losses, 3 overtime losses for 7 points. And it's Jacksonville right now alone in last place at 2-5-2. But a win here in regulation over Atlanta, if they can find a way to just put together a solid 3rd period here. And they go from alone in last place to a tie for 4th place. Amazing how things can change.
Yeah, it's that tight, and it really just goes to show you how important these divisional games are, especially early in the season. And again, they're all big, especially within the division. And the Icemen, majority of their games are within the division. And as we looked at the schedule this year, so again, a chance to just get some momentum too, Arlie. The team only had 2 wins coming in. They were kind of spaced out wins. So, to be able to put together back-to-back wins, it's called momentum. And this team needs to get that going here right now.
The Icemen rally towels are out with the 12,836 fans as we are underway. 3rd period has begun, and Jacksonville will play it behind the Atlanta net. Jacksonville has not led in this game. They've trailed 3 separate times. They've come back to tie the game on each occasion. We'll see who gains the next lead in this contest as the Gladiators try to play wing to wing, and they connect with Logan Nelson in a snapshot from Nelson. That was a great work by Nelson, and he draws a penalty on Jacksonville. I think Hayden Shaw is going to the box for interference, and a power play for Atlanta just 31 seconds into this 2nd period, and Jacksonville will be forced to kill a crucial penalty here. Shaw, who just tied the game in the 2nd period, now heads to the box for this one.
Yeah, they're going to start the 3rd period the way they did the 2nd here on the penalty kill, essentially. Shaw heading off there. It was the right call on the penalty, and now another big penalty kill here for Jacksonville in this tie game. And another key part. As we go through this game, as tight as it's been, these types of moments are going to be very pivotal here moving forward.
Atlanta wins the draw, and a one-timer save made by Carlson. Rebound comes back to him, and he will draw it in with his stick to cover it with the glove and get another face-off. Goaltender's job, get as many face-offs as he possibly can when you are shorthanded. And that puck kind of trickled away from him, went off a leg after the initial save, but he had enough time to reach out with that stick and pull it back to him. Penalty killing for the Icemen, Chase Lang at center. He's got Bobby Lynch with him on defense, Graham Craig and Jacob Cederholm. Cederholm drives it off the wall and clears it the length of the ice. Lynch is going to force Martin Ouellette to play the puck. He'll leave it for Joel Mesner. An excellent quarterback on the power play, Mesner is, as Nesbitt wrists it around the wall. Cederholm first on the puck for Jacksonville. He's on his backhand, feeds it to an open Craig, who will turn and fire at the length of the ice. Lynch hustles for it. He's going to force Ouellette to play it again. He'll go off the end boards for Mesner, then for Nesbitt. Lynch almost got a steal in the offensive zone there, as the Gladiators now get it to center ice. 1:16 to go on the power play. Carlson behind his own net for Jacksonville. Around the wall, off the dasher at the blue line. It's held in by Malatesta. Bouncing puck goes behind the Jacksonville net, and the Gladiators have possession. It's Bly to the blue line for Corbett. Wrist shot and a screen, and it goes wide. Got by everybody. Loose puck. Can Beresch get it out? Yes, he does. Can he get the puck with the help of Haneun? They do. Haneun's by himself, however. He'll just backhand it behind the Atlanta net. But good penalty killing again here from the Icemen. 44 seconds to go on the power play. It's Malatesta in his own zone for Haneun. Ross forechecks on him. Malatesta gains the line and enters the zone. Graham Craig first on the puck for Jacksonville. Looking for Cederholm. Softly ahead for Ross, and Ross will fire it out. Not much going on for the Gladiators on this one. One shot on this power play. It was very early in the power play. 19 seconds remaining on the man advantage as a puck goes off a stick. It does end up in the Jacksonville zone. Craig turns to his backhand side for the Icemen with the help of Ross trying to play it loose. Clark is there trying to help out as well. Haneun digs it free for Atlanta. Gets a shot that goes wide of the net. Out of the penalty box comes Shaw. Teams are skating 5-on-5 as Craig tries to play it up the wall for Clark. Clark golfs at it, works it ahead. Shaw couldn't quite get the puck from behind his back. He tried to put his stick behind his back to gain possession, just missed. And Atlanta will get it back behind the Jacksonville net. Carlson, the goaltender, feeds it for Jack Glover. Glover with an outlet pass. Good touch pass, Karastalev to Lang. Over the blue line, beats his man wide. Cuts to the forehand and puts it wide. Great rush there from Lang, who was bidding for his 6th goal of the season. Glover wristing it back in. Atlanta chops it up the right wing side. Powers, who we've seen very little from Atlanta today, will play it into the zone. Man goes down hard. That's Nesbitt for Atlanta. It was clean, just a dangerous play as Jacksonville will ice the puck. And we'll have a face-off in the Icemen zone. Nesbitt is up and apparently okay. He wants a penalty call, but it was clean. And the face-off will be in the Jacksonville end. Great rush there once more from Jacksonville's Chase Lang, Alex. Already a career high in goals after only 9 games played. 8 games played. This is number 9, and almost had his 6th of the season there.
Yeah, that was a promising-looking chance he had there. Just kind of rolled it a little bit there, and that was a good rush, and he's really starting to come into his own here and finding good things here in Jacksonville.
And it's Lang clearing the zone and getting it into the Atlanta end. Lang forechecks, tries to bump his man off the puck, and gets it loose. Centering pass, nobody home. He had the right idea. Just couldn't find an open teammate, and now it's Atlanta the other direction. Over the blue line is Mesner, the defenseman. Behind the Jacksonville net, Craig pokes at it with his long reach. Big, rangy, 6'5" defenseman. Craig tries to kick it onto his stick. Working it free, gets it loose again towards the blue line. Not out of the zone yet. Held in by Atlanta. They've got a 2-on-1 in deep. All alone is Haneun, and he will score. Going bar down on his shot. And Atlanta, for the 4th time today, has taken a 1-goal lead. It's 4-3 with 15:55 to go.
Yeah, back and forth we go here, but the Iceman got caught with one guy back at the Cederholm there. He took the initial guy in the slot, but nobody picked up Haneun there right below. He was kind of cherry-picking a little bit. I mean, he was already in the zone, but he knew the play was going to develop. He read it very well, and was kind of waiting for that play to set up, and then they fed it to him, and he was all alone. A couple of deep moves, and he roofed it top shelf and trickled across the goal line for the tally. So that was a good read by Haneun there and a good finish by him when he had the chance all alone one-on-one with Carlson.
Marchand will get 1 assist, Soloviev the other, and Jacksonville will just have to come back yet again. Mike Haneun for the Icemen. Reversing it around to the near side boards in the offensive zone. Glover tries to hold it in at the point, can't do it. Atlanta gains center ice, and dumping in is Collins. The Icemen deep in their own zone with possession. It is Hayden Shaw around the left wing for Mike Haneun. Streaking up the right side is Ross. Haneun waits for a third man in Beresch. Over the line it is Ross. Playing it behind the Atlanta net. Sharp angle shot, and Willett makes the save off the one-timer from Haneun. Puck is cleared out by Atlanta. Delayed offside for Jacksonville, and that allows the Gladiators to get the puck back in their own end. For the Gladiators, it's Chris Forney playing it around the wall. No icing here against Atlanta. They were first on the puck. That's happened several times today, in fact, for both teams. The Icemen strip the puck loose. It is Clark on his backhand. Curls to the forehand. Plays it wing to wing for Baudouin. Up ahead, it's Daou onside with Fortier. And a snapshot save is made by Willett. He lost sight of the puck. It was loose in the crease, but there was nobody near Martin Willett, and he was able to recover and take the faceoff.
Yeah, the Icemen a couple strides away from getting that rebound look there, and Daoul just broke in on the wing, shot it a little quicker than he wanted to, but he had no choice. The defenseman was bearing down him along the boards, but kind of a sneaky shot there, stunned Ouellette there, hit on the inside of his pad, and then it kind of dropped. He lost sight of it, but the Icemen just didn't have a man there in front to poke the rebound in.
Face-off is to Ouellette's left. Atlanta controls it. Malatesta trying to get away from Maxime Fortier, and he does. Carries up the right wing side. The back check from Fortier, still trying to get it loose. Malatesta tries to clear in, but it goes over the glass and out of play. So we'll bring it into the neutral zone with this face-off. Went into the club seats, I guess you would say, the ice level club seats. Face-off right at the center ice face-off dot. Still plenty of time left in this game, but Jacksonville will have to regroup yet again. Tell you what, if they can come away with a victory in this game, this is the kind of game where if you come away with 2 points, it could really be kind of a one that you put a pin on and remember it all season long. As Jacksonville tries to work it into Ouellette, Ouellette will steal and cover the centering pass. Lynch was trying to set up Mitch Vandergunst. Jacksonville again without Emerson Clark for the remainder of this game. He had a game misconduct late in the first period. The Icemen already starting the game with only 5 defensemen today also. So they're down to 10 forwards. They started with 11 and 5 defensemen, and that's it. Face off to Ouellette's right. Gladiators win it. Off the glass, not out yet. Bouncing puck. Chopped at by Jacksonville, but unable to keep it in are the Icemen. They'll track it down at their own line. Jack Glover gains center ice before a wrister into the zone. Corbett first on the puck. Eludes Lang. To the right side, it's Collins. Collins softly into the Jacksonville end. An easy steal from the Icemen. Outlet pass for Lang. Could be icing. Will be icing. It was close. Lang was trying to get there first, but they will blow it dead. Shots on net, 24-15 in favor of Atlanta. And they have the lead at 4-3. The Icemen still looking for their first victory of the season here on home ice. Alex, talking to Coach Christie today, we were talking about just even ice time at home has been hard to come by. This is only, I think they've only had 1 practice on home ice so far this year.
Yeah, I think 2 full practices, that's it, if you count a morning skate. But that's really about it. The building's been booked here. The Icemen's been skating at Jack's Ice Sportsplex for pretty much the entire season and training camp. So they've not been on this ice very much here. It's really game time. It's the only time they've been here.
Icing again against Jacksonville. They'll have some chance to get used to it over this weekend. 3 games in 3 days here for Jacksonville. Of course, today's contest. Tomorrow night, these same 2 clubs will square off yet again. 7 o'clock puck drop tomorrow night, Jacksonville against Atlanta. And then on Saturday, Marvel night for the Icemen as they host the Orlando Solar Bears. Alex, you'll be calling that one solo here on home ice. I will be unable to attend the home game. It is breaking my heart that I'm missing a home game, but it is also in capable hands.
I like the duo play with you and I. So I'm certainly going to miss having you here. But I know you'll be back here very soon. Now we got Michelle all rattled right now. She thinks maybe you're leaving.
Yeah, it's just one day. Just one day.
We should
That's
keep
all.
the joke going for a little bit. Just keep the joke going a little bit with her.
Yeah, well, I think we will. Yeah, she couldn't hear us anyway.
Of course, Michelle, one of our off-ice officials, provides us with so much information throughout the game.
Yeah, her and the entire crew do a fantastic job here. They don't get the recognition that they really deserve as Jacksonville gets it back into the offensive zone. It's Haneun Shaw right through the high slot. Score! We're tied up again. Derek Beresch finds the loose puck in the low slot. Roofs it stick side on Willette. 12:57 to go in the third. 4-4 is your score.
Yeah, second chance opportunity was there. The Icemen brought it in. Good play by Shaw to twist it in front of the net and then just gathered amongst a sea of gold jerseys there, yellow jerseys. Beresch came away with it, and then he just finished it there right over that blocker of Willette. And I love the headshots they're putting up there. We had some local students draw some of the players'
fantastic.
headshots. It's a nice fit here for the school day game. Beresch getting the tally here to go with his 2 assists already today.
Haneun Shaw gets an assist, so he's got a multi-point game as well with a goal and an assist this afternoon now that we've passed the noon hour. Here's Joe Massey with your goal call.
20, Derek Beresch. Assisted by number 28, Haneun Shaw. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 3 seconds. Once again, your Iceman goal scored by number 20, Derek Beresch. Assisted by number 28, Haneun Shaw. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 3 seconds.
Jacksonville has tied the game on 4 separate occasions. Will they find a way to take their first lead of the game? Right now it's Jacksonville with the puck, clearing it out of their own zone. Fighting for it is Beresch again. What speed from Derek Beresch. He will be first on the puck and keep it in the offensive zone. Finally poke checked away by Atlanta, and Nogard will play it out to center ice for Nick Bly. Bly by himself for the moment. Beresch defends the forward playing defense there. Centering feed from Atlanta, picked off by Jacksonville. And skating 2-on-2, Ross with Haneun. Ross is over the blue line. Tries to cut to the inside, finds a lane. Shot is deflected out of play. Stopped on a dime just inside the right circle, but his shot was knocked out of play. 11:38 to go in the third period. We continue to go back and forth, and we're tied at 4. This is Jacksonville Icemen hockey on ECHL.TV and on Mixler.
Ever wish we could get a new house?
Yes, and Community First is freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days, and they pay closing costs.
Ever wish we didn't hire your cousin to fix our leaky roof?
Just keep mopping.
Ready for a new home? The home team at Community First can help by freezing mortgage rates for up to 75 days and paying your closing costs. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First, love where you bank. Equal housing lender.
Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action. Face off in the Atlanta zone to the left side of Willette. Gladiators take it. It is Malatesta gaining the red line before clearing, and it went off one of the linesmen. It is still onside, however, and Atlanta's got numbers. Malatesta, and he will score, and it's 5-4 Atlanta. The linesman really helping out Atlanta's cause there. It was supposed to be just a dump in, and it ended up going off a linesman right back to one of the Atlanta players, and Zach Malatesta has his second of the day. 11:24 to go, 5-4 Gladiators.
Yeah, tough one there, just that deflection. And, of course, the Icemen were benefactors of a Chase Lane goal on Saturday of a similar situation when a puck hit off the referee and springboarded Lane on a breakaway. But that kind of developed a little bit of a late 3-on-1 down low. They found Malatesta, who nets his second of the game. And another tough break with the deflections that Atlanta's getting, and then that little bounce right there. Bounces are falling in their favor right now, and Jacksonville, there's not much they can do about it. They just got to try to keep rallying back, something they've been able to do all game long.
They've done it 4 times. What's one more, I suppose? The Icemen with the puck at the Atlanta blue line. Gladiators steal it and clear it from there. It's Glover for Craig. Up the left side. Lynch tries to go cross ice for Fortier. Went off the glass, hopped over his stick, and Atlanta takes over. Outlet pass is deflected. Jacksonville gets it back at center ice, and forehanding into the zone is Graham Craig for Jacksonville. A line change for the Icemen. Atlanta has plenty of time behind their own net in the form of Cody Corbett. Mike Hedden steps out. Some passive forechecking from him as the puck goes off the leg of Atlanta. Gladiators get it back. Puck goes off a stick, held in by Jacksonville. It's Beresch, right side. Penalty coming on Atlanta, and a power play for Jacksonville. Slashing is the call against the Gladiators. And the Icemen, who are already 1 for 1 on the power play today, will have another chance with another opportunity to tie this game. Josh Thrower in the box for Atlanta this time.
Yeah, and the power play's been moving the puck around effectively. Obviously, they got a goal to show for it here, and saw shades of that last Saturday, so we'll see if they can convert right now. Again, Atlanta's been very opportunistic here in this game, and now it's time for the Icemen to be the same here with a chance on the power play down by a goal.
Icemen win the faceoff as well. Hayden Shaw, center point, already has a power play goal today. Beresch tries to curl away from a man, drops it down low. Flagel gets it free for Malatesta. Malatesta will clear it. Carlson leaving the puck for Shaw. Still plenty of time on this power play. We are now exactly halfway through this third period. Jacksonville trails 5-4. It's Shaw to the right side for Beresch. Cannot gain the blue line. Forney knocked it away. The Icemen back with it in the neutral zone. Mike Hedden for Lang. He is over the blue line, clears the zone easily. Snapshot on net, save is made, rebound into the high slot. It rolls out to center ice as Atlanta clears it away. Beresch right back in with speed over the blue line. Tries to go 1-on-2, keeps the puck in the zone. At the line for Shaw, playing it into an open wing, bouncing puck, and Atlanta clears it again. Shaw thought he had somebody at the right point, but there was nobody home. A minute to go on this power play as the second power play unit comes on for Jacksonville. Shaw still on the ice for the Icemen, along with Nikita Karastalev, headmanning it for Karastalev. Tries to step to the outside around Forney. Works it off the boards for Clark. Clark cannot get it to the blue line. It is stolen and cleared just over the line by Atlanta. In possession for the Icemen is Alexis Daou. Daou for Baudouin. For Daou once more. Over the line on the right. Curls at the half wall, plays it down low. Mesner trying to knock it free from Karastalev. Daou digs it free. Has it on his backhand with 24 seconds to go on the power play. Baudouin at the point. Left circle, it's Clark. Clark back to the line for Baudouin. Fakes the shot. Daou takes the shot. It's deflected wide. It comes to Fortier at the left circle. Fortier spins away from a man. Man falls down for Atlanta. Down low, it's Karastalev. Back for Fortier again. 5 seconds on the power play. Baudouin fakes the shot. Taking the shot and over the crossbar is Fortier. Daou holds it in. Teams are now at full strength. Daou turns away from Nesbitt. Alexis Daou at the top of the right circle. Playing it down low behind the net. First on the puck there is Fortier. Fortier has it knocked off of his stick and Atlanta clears out. Jacksonville trying to catch the Gladiators on a line change, but instead they just have to clear in and get a change of their own. We now have just under 8 minutes to go in the third period of a 5-4 hockey game. Atlanta in the lead. Nelson clears in for Atlanta. Carlson leaving it for Beresch. Man lost his stick for Atlanta, but the Gladiators still have the puck. Corbett on the backhand. Losing it to Beresch. Right into the slot for Graham Craig. Craig for Ross. Touch pass for Hedden, who got knocked off the puck by Corbett. Solovyev around the boards for Nelson. Safely off the boards and out. And the Icemen will track it down in their own territory. A long outlet pass. Ross redirects for Lang over the blue line. Tried to shoot towards goal. It is deflected away. Lynch holds it in the zone for Jacksonville with Lang. Centering feed is deflected high off the glass to the near side boards. And the Gladiators pick it up and skate to center. Dante Haneun playing it in for Malatesta. Malatesta back behind the net. Haneun first on the puck for Atlanta. Cannot center. Craig knocks it free for the Icemen. Playing it up the far boards for Lynch. Lynch for Lang. Lang slowly out of his own zone. Cross ice for Lynch again. Lynch gains the blue line, then forehands behind the net. thrower on it for the Gladiators. Malatesta lost it briefly. Haneun has it knocked off the puck, has it knocked off his stick as well, gets it another time and clears it into the bench. And a penalty coming. Who will this one be on? Tripping is the call, and I think it's on the Icemen. They're definitely pointing at the Icemen. It will be a power play for Atlanta. Is it Baudouin?
He's not fessing up to it if it is. They're picking somebody off the pile there. And
it's Maxime Fortier going into the box. I wonder if that was a situation of Jacksonville just maybe, I'm not sure who it was, to be truthful. But I wonder if it could have easily been Baudouin. He was in the area. But the Icemen with only 5 defensemen, sure, they just said, no, it was this guy. It was Fortier. Fortier did it. Fortier did it. I'll go to the box.
All the little tricks of the trade there.
Yes. So Atlanta with a 1-goal cushion and a power play. Huge kill as Carlson makes a save. Rebound back for Atlanta. Malatesta fakes the shot. Taking the shot and putting it wide is Corbett. Gladiators get it back. Logan Nelson. Goal line extended for Haneun. Haneun stick handles behind the Jacksonville net now. Looks to center. Has Nelson instead at the circle. Back to the goal line. Shot on goal. Saved by Carlson. It was a big one. Gladiators get it right back. Nelson at the half wall. Takes the slap shot. It goes wide. That was an ill-advised shot. It went wide and went all the way out into the Gladiator zone on the sharp angle. Really had nothing to shoot at anyway. Malatesta now. Stick handles around Haneun and carries over the blue line. Clean entry into the zone for Atlanta. Shot from Nesbitt. Saved by Carlson with the right leg. Rebound for Haneun. Curls to his forehand side. Has some space behind his net. Wrists it off the boards and safely out. Beresch fighting for it. Willett will leave it behind his own net. 53 seconds to go on this power play for the Gladiators. Jacksonville trails 5-4 and shorthanded here with just over 5 minutes to go in the third period. Atlanta into the zone on a clear in, and they're first on the puck as well. Nesbitt loses the handle. Jacksonville steals, and they'll toss it the length of the ice. Graham Craig, excellent work there from the big rangy defenseman. 27 seconds to go on this power play for the Gladiators. It's Nick Bly, who as usual has scored against Jacksonville today. Wing-to-wing pass stolen by Jacksonville. They may have numbers shorthanded. It's Lang over the blue line. Touch pass for Shaw. Back behind the Atlanta net. Jacksonville can't get towards goal just yet. Lang tries to steal, cannot do it. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Atlanta has the puck again. It is Peterson dropping it back for Bly. Out of the boxes, Fortier. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Jacksonville back to even strength, but they trail 5-4. Outlet pass for Atlanta. Redirected into the Jacksonville zone. The Icemen are on the puck. It's Glover with a long outlet pass. That goes by everybody for icing. Clock will stop with 4:15 remaining. And if Jacksonville's going to win this one, now it's going to be a little more dramatic than they'd like it to be as we're going into the closing minutes of this game. But they'd rather have it that way and come out with a victory than not have it happen at all.
No, without question. So, I mean, they've been doing it the hard way all game long. I mean, it's been a little bit of a seesaw battle, but Atlanta's managed to take the lead multiple times. But the Icemen, with that being said, have managed to tie it up. So they've got 4:15 to go. Now things are back to full strength here. We'll see what Jacksonville's got left in the tank.
Beresch wins the face-off for the Icemen. It's Craig up the left side in his own end. Ross for Glover, who has to track it down off the boards. He'll go D to D for Craig on the left wing. Using the boards, trying to feed Fortier, but it goes by him, and Atlanta picks it up. Malatesta into the zone. Ross first on it there for the Icemen. The outlet pass is redirected in by Fortier. Jacksonville gets a line change. 3:46 to go in the game. Soloviev leaving it for Dante Haneun. Forechecking is Daou. Malatesta redirects over the Jacksonville blue line. The Icemen bringing it deep into their own zone. It's Cederholm behind his own net. Up the right wing for Daou. Forney jumps up into the air to glove it down to his stick. Daou again in his own end. Jacksonville trying to get the puck into the offensive zone. Long lead pass. Forney with a steal. Up the right side, Cederholm for Jacksonville. leaving it for Daou again. Daou over the blue line, avoids a hit as he clears in, but Atlanta's first on the puck. Forechecking is Daou, but Nick Bly stick handles away from him, and Haneun will forehand in to the left of Carlson. 2:55 to go in the third period. 5-4 Gladiators. Cederholm with a bouncing puck. Calmed down by the Icemen. It's Hayden Shaw trying to carry over the blue line onside, but Atlanta with a steal and clear again. Atlanta's just packing it in defensively right now as Nesbitt skates out to center ice. Derek Nesbitt, their captain, playing it behind the Jacksonville net. Shaw first on the puck for the Icemen. Long outlet pass, and it connects with Fortier. Tries to beat his man wide, pushed off the puck, and Atlanta will take it away. Mesner with a solid defensive play there on Fortier. The Icemen right back with it again. Beresch for Fortier. That'll be called offside. The Icemen really had something going there had they been able to keep the zone. But it was the right call on the offside. We've got 2:11 to go in the game, in regulation anyway. The Icemen trying to send this one to overtime. We'll see what we have here. It's going to be we'll take a whistle and a quick break. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come right back. It's 5-4 Atlanta. You are listening to Jacksonville Icemen Hockey. Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.TV, the live streaming destination for the 2018-19 season. Catch all the latest live action from across the premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game high-definition view and playback functionality on both your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.TV today to get into the game and never miss the action. Arlie Johnson with you here on Mixler and JacksIcemen.com, joined by Alex Reed. Alex, let's set up the drama here with 2:11 to go. The Icemen are trailing 5-4. They had trailing 5-4. They have trailed 5 separate times today. They've tied the game 4 times. What is it going to take to do it again?
I just keep getting some shots down low and getting their opportunities. At one point, they're going to get the extra attacker, which they have right now, Arlie. And here we go with the empty net to the left.
Jacksonville in the offensive zone, centering feed, deflects to the blue line. Max Fortier just onto the ice, holds it in. Beresch leaving it for Fortier, left wing circle, all alone it is Ross, but his shot is deflected out of play with 1:50 to go in the game.
That's a good play there by Fortier. Recognized Ross, who had a little bit of space there in the slot. He was open, he got the shot off, but Atlanta getting in front of that shot, knocking it out of play. So that was a good look, the right idea. Unfortunately, they couldn't get through the big defense that Atlanta possesses here. They got some big bodies there. They may not, some of them are tall and they got that thickness to them. If they're short, they got that thickness as well. They've been kind of clogging up the lanes there in the middle today.
So let's set the scene for Jacksonville. 4 forwards on the ice, plus Graham Craig and Charles David Baudouin at the blue line, and Jacksonville wins in a crucial faceoff. Heading into the corner for Beresch. To the blue line, Craig handles it very well. Baudouin with a wrist shot. It is gloved and covered by Ouellette. Looking for a screen in front, but Ouellette saw it all the way. Clock will stop with 1:38 to go in the third period. Jacksonville with 6 skaters on the ice. The 4 forwards are Derek Beresch, Garrett Ross, Max Fortier, and Mike Hedden. Only one of those players was with this team on opening night. As Atlanta wins the draw, but they do not clear. Fortier rips it around the wall to the opposite wing. Craig will hold it in. Bouncing puck. Back to Craig again at the blue line. Puck bounces up into the air. Still in the zone. Jacksonville tracks it down. Fortier tries to clear it away towards the goal line. Craig knocks it loose. Comes for Beresch. Turns it off the back wall. Atlanta looks to clear. They do get it out of play. I believe it went off the glass first. Jacksonville wants a delay of game call, but I don't think they're going to get it with 1:14 on the clock. It shows that the Icemen only have 18 shots on goal this entire game. Atlanta, you mentioned the big defenseman just a moment ago, keeping the Icemen away from the danger zones, but when Jacksonville has had their chances, they have really cashed in today. And we will have a timeout called by the Icemen. And we'll see if the Icemen can find a way to win it late. In the 2 seasons of the Icemen, 2+ seasons now, Alex, the Icemen, to my memory, have only tied one game in the last 2 minutes of any contest. Regulation, they had one dramatic finish all the time. If ever there were a time to do it in front of this crowd when everybody's kind of amped up and ready to go, and especially because you want to try and have that win this past weekend in Florida really snowball into something developing into a streak.
Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance.
I am saying that.
Yeah, they definitely do. There's no doubt about it. As you mentioned, it's one of those things that just hasn't happened a lot around here, and you're right. This would be the time to do it. You have the record crowd, and many of them dispersed right now as they got to get back to school. But, this is a chance for the team to keep that momentum going. I mean, they battled back 4 times here. They got to make it a 5th time here, and we'll see what happens. It's all going to start with this face-off, Harley.
This time it's Everett Clark on the face-off against Luke Nogard to the right of Willett, and Clark wins it. It's Shaw at the left point. Tries to shoot towards goal, but Atlanta knocks it away. Foot race for the puck. Can Ross beat Peterson to it? Yes, he does, and nearly put it into his own net. He got stick checked, and he just kept it off the goal line. Final minute of the regulation. Clark at center ice, and a penalty coming, and it's on Jacksonville, and it's on Everett Clark. He tripped Peterson up right in front of the referee. 53.2 seconds to go. They're going to call slashing, actually, instead of tripping. And it'll be a power play for Atlanta with the lead, and hard becomes much worse now.
Yeah, it makes it really tough, obviously, because now the faceoff is going to come all the way back down your own end. Carlson has to go back in. Now, in order to even up, they won't really have that extra man, even if they can get possession and bring it the other way, because by the time they pull the goal turn, to make it 5-on-5. So makes it tough without question here for Jacksonville moving forward, but time winding down. But face-off here deep in their own zone, that's what really hurts right now.
The Icemen have the right guys on the ice, and Max Fortier and Derek Beresch. They need the speed of those two guys to try and find a way to get into the Atlanta zone and just try and find an opening. But Atlanta wins the draw, and they're in no hurry whatsoever. Malatesta at the left point on the power play and with the lead with 40 seconds to go in the game. Nesbitt playing it down low in the slot. Shot from Marchand, and a save is made.
Yeah, the Icemen, they're going to have to start taking some chances. The forwards, I know they're trying to stay in position, but they've got to go up and challenge the point man. I mean, you got to take that chance. Time, your biggest enemy right now. You can't just sit there and let them pass the puck back and forth. You got to try to challenge them and get them to cough it up and maybe get a shorthand chance to the way. I saw Coach Christie screaming at the forwards there to get up there and challenge. That's really the only chance you have right now.
The Icemen do win this faceoff. Let's see what they can do. Shaw plays it ahead. Great outlet pass to Lang. 2-on-2. Can they do it? Lang to the blue line, poke checked away, and Atlanta will chip it off glass and out. 21 seconds to go. Carlson is out of the net. Jacksonville has 5 skaters on the ice. Last chance for the Icemen. Beresch with a centering feed, deflects behind the net. 12 seconds to go. Another centering pass, knocked away by Nesbitt. Not out yet. Shaw in the corner. In the slot, it's Lang. Centering feed all alone. Save is made. Rebound is loose. It's still loose. Backhander. And it goes off the post as time expires. Oh, they were so close. Somehow it stayed out of the net. The Icemen did everything in their power. I think it went off the post as time expired. And Atlanta survives and wins. 5-4 is your final score. The Icemen had it in deep. Beresch had a great opportunity. Fortier had the opportunity. As you look at the replay on ECHL.TV. Did Willett makes the save, or did it go off the post?
I think Willett makes his save. He made a good first stop there on Beresch. It comes back to Beresch in a slide. He made a spin move. And yeah, that was stopped by Willett on at least the first shot. It's that second one that floats in late. I can't tell if he kisses off the
His
post
stick
there.
is on the ice.
I think he made both of those stops.
I'm going to go with the post on that one. Awful close.
Yeah.
As time expires.
The first one, he was outstretched and down on the little spin flip.
Yes.
That one was a good stop. Yeah, it was that last one. I think it might have hit the post there or his stick. Tough to tell there.
So the Icemen, with a valiant effort in the closing seconds, somehow cannot tie this game up. And their final score today is the Atlanta Gladiators 5, the Jacksonville Icemen 4. Jacksonville will fall to 2-6-2 on the season. Atlanta improves to 500. They are 5-5. These two teams will be back at it again tomorrow night. 7 o'clock is puck drop here in downtown Jacksonville. So close, yet so far for the Icemen, as they will have to try and dig deep for tomorrow's game against the Gladiators, still looking for their first home victory of the season. Unfortunately, Alex, just have to find a way another time. 4 comebacks, not enough this afternoon.
No, it wasn't. They just kind of ran out of luck there. They were just inches away from making it 5 comebacks there to try to tie the game. It was so close, but good goaltending there by Ouellette to close the door on this game. And looking at the Icemen, again, when you go back and look at this game, it's not the result. I didn't think they were that bad today. It was just, we talked about the first 3 goals there. Some tip shots in front. There's not much you can do about that. So fans will look at maybe the numbers on Carlson and say, oh, he let in too many goals. But,